7 o'clock in St. Louis. You are listening to The Morning After, presented to you by Brown and Crouppen. Tim McKernan, Doug Vaughn, Martin Kilcoyne with you on the presentation. A gentleman by the name of Jackson Burkett is on the ones and twos, and we broadcast from the Stifel studios. Healthcare Evolution, sponsor of the 7 o'clock hour here on the program, and it's a program that welcomes you to participate in a wide variety of ways. Calling in, texting in, emailing in, opening up your YouTube app, and typing TMA, STL, and subscribing to the channel, and talking it over with other Morning After listeners in the TMA, STL chat. If you want to call their cup preview, the 101 ESPN chat. So, Doug, now you have this Lifetime Roofing lead.
Okay.
And it's not going to be easy because you have to choose between Lindy Ruff coming up short in a Game 7, yet again, Jackson's most attractive coach in the NHL, or Wemby. Oh, my.
I'm going to say it's Game 7 of the hockey playoffs.
How about you?
I'm going to say
6-3-6
Montreal beating Buffalo in Game 7 overtime. Alex Newhook scoring the Game 7 winner 2 series in a row. It was a fun game to watch. Such a tortured fan base up in Buffalo. I felt bad for them.
Does every season of every team end in heartbreak?
Seems to, and they outplayed the Canadians badly in the second and third periods. They were the better team. Just couldn't get one.
Was that whistle too quick?
Which whistle?
The one where Buffalo scored the go-ahead goal and they blew the whistle.
Oh, I guess I didn't
blow the
see
whistle
that.
too short. How about that? You hear that from Jackson?
Yeah. At the same time, I was trying to watch Planes, Trains, and Automobiles for the first time.
You were locked in on
for the
hockey.
first time?
Yeah, I'd never seen it.
Now, if Jackson were saying these things, we'd be mocking him.
I know.
And people would be texting in at 314-399-9646 on the attack and saying, you work at a sports talk radio station, and it's not even remotely close to Thanksgiving, although a delightful picture.
How is it possible you had not seen it?
I had never seen it, and I'd been chastised on this very show for not seeing it. So last night I said, okay, we'll watch that, and I'll watch the hockey game mostly on my phone. I'll do both. I have to say the movie wasn't as funny as I thought it was going to be. Some of those older comedies...
Whoa! You're going after T's and A's?
Some of the older comedies don't play as well as you think when you look back on them. I don't know. Maybe I was expecting to be blown away, and I kind of wasn't. But
I could see Steve Martin getting on your nerves a little bit. Maybe not being your cup of tea.
No, I like Steve Martin.
Okay.
You like Del Griffith?
Yeah, I just didn't think it was as funny as I was hoping it would be.
Jackson, owner, proprietor of goodorbad.com.
Pre-revenue?
And it's pre-revenue, and Movie Boy is a host of a Planes, Trains, and Automobiles podcast that I was supposed to co-host, and I got cucked by Rafe Williams from the Riz Show, and I'm still pissed about it.
All right.
Yeah. I love Planes, Trains, and Automobiles.
Do you?
But it's also like, it's a Thanksgiving movie. I almost always watch it around Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving's one of my favorite holidays of the year.
It's just barely a Thanksgiving movie.
Well, I mean, the whole thing
that's
is
when
getting
it
home
takes
for Thanksgiving.
place.
But it's cold out.
But then they try to get emotional at the end. Oh, my God, he's home, and there's his wife. And they didn't develop her character enough to think, oh,
Was
this
that Nancy
is
Travis?
They cut out a lot of
This is a
So
deep
the idea
dive.
was that the original plot was that Steve Martin's wife thought he was cheating on her, and that's why he keeps calling, and she's like not receptive to his calls. And like when she finally sees him with Del Griffith, she's like, "Oh, he was telling the truth the whole time." But they cut out a lot of that to.
Well, I
tighten
think
the movie.
I have to say I have a problem with that because why wouldn't he be cheating with Del Griffith?
Right.
Well, it was.
It was wrong. Yeah,
They're in bed together.
Thank
and
you.
he said,
Spoiler alert.
Yeah.
My hands
in a
are
way,
in two
she
pillows.
was right. Yeah.
Yeah.
If she said, is somebody in bed with you, he would have to have said yes.
Yes. Yes. A burly gentleman.
I am 27, and this is an awful take. I may have lost some respect for Doug. That's from the 314.
Saying you didn't like a movie isn't a take.
Go
it's an
back
opinion.
and go back and watch it again and
Jackson,
tell
go back and watch it.
me it's just a knee slapping.
I love
hilarious.
it personally,
It's
but
okay.
Well, does it have to be a knee slapper to be a good movie?
Well, it has to keep you laughing, and this one just didn't hit me.
what about when he's smoking that cigarette, playing the mess around on the dashboard?
Delightful. I'd like to hear that as return music
Yeah.
today.
It's hanging out of his mouth. He eats a hot dog while smoking a cigarette.
Yeah.
It's about as good as it gets, man.
John Candy makes you laugh. Just
Yes, he
seeing
does.
him.
He had some.
What about when
moments.
this is the cat's favorite scene, if I'm not mistaken? They walk into the hotel, And he says, meet my friend Neil Page. And he says, nice to meet you, Nick. The cat it couldn't be more delighted by that exchange.
Really?
What about that?
It's a fun road movie.
Yeah. How old? When did it come out?
87.
87, Cardinals and Twins, and they had the wind blowing out when the Cardinals would be hitting, or the Twins would be hitting them in when the Cardinals would be hitting.
I
They
guess.
brought in Ken Daly, and they said he hasn't given up a home run to a left-handed hitter all season.
Swing.
Ken Herbeck. Boom.
And a long one.
Doug, what are you watching tonight? Meatballs?
That'd be fun, Bill Murray.
Maybe. I don't know that I've seen that whole thing either. It just seems to me that sometimes when I go back and watch comedies that are 30, 40 years old, they just don't seem as funny as they did at the time.
Doug, did you at least like the scene at Hooterville Semi-Regional? Kind of funny how almost 40 years later it hasn't changed.
Yeah.
Other than there's somehow less flights available than in the late 80s. Doug, that's Al in Dadeville.
That did hit home when Steve Martin had the rental car that wasn't there, and then he had to walk back across the runway, and he fell down over, it looked like Highway 70 maybe he was trying to cross.
You get the scene with the secretary from Ferris Bueller?
Mrs. Poole?
Yeah, he was a real righteous dude.
Oh,
How about that? Charlie Sheen in the picture.
I don't believe I saw Charlie Sheen.
He's in Ferris Bueller's
Ferris
Day Off.
Bueller's Day Off.
Okay.
That
All
was a
right.
launching pad for his career, wasn't it?
I don't know.
The great John Hughes doing Planes and Trains. You think it was his first not dramatic shift, but kind of had a little more emotion to it than just the others.
Yeah,
that were
his movies always had sentiment, though.
sentiment.
Yeah.
That good word.
Good start today. 5 minutes in, and we're talking about movies made 40 years ago. Great sports show. Doug, that's
Leave us alone.
That's from the 314. Jackson had all the sound from Wemby and his response to watching SGA get that most valuable player trophy. I mean, 41 points, 24 rebounds. That was the lead, and you decided to lead with planes, trains, and automobiles.
No, the hockey game, I thought.
But you didn't watch it, and you didn't even see
I
the
did.
most important play because you were watching Del Griffith and Neil Page fool around. And I think that was third base, candidly.
Oh, I did not see the disputed goal. I watched most of the game on my phone. Some of it up on the TV, but then we switched to planes, trains, and automobiles. Cost me $3.99.
Jackson, are you in an alliance with Doug because he's watching movies instead of the NHL?
Oh, I love that.
I watched both. I watched both.
Martin, our popularity is never going to be higher.
Wow.
The heels become the faces, at least for a couple minutes.
I love that. I think that's a great move. I would have kept the phone flipped over away. I would have been just totally locked in.
All of that said, I think the lead, no offense to anyone else, but the lead, I believe,
Lifetime Roofing. Here we
is
go.
that Papers looks like he might have a job interview today. He looks well coiffed. He looks clean cut. He looks sharp.
Is the bar so low for me that wearing
No hat.
pants, no hat,
Pants.
and
Boys wearing pants. Where's
a
he
shirt
headed?
without even a collar makes me think that I'm now leaving to get there. If I walked into any job interview in America looking like this,
tell you to grab-
I wouldn't give myself the job.
Grab the trash, son. Oh, I'm
Yeah.
sorry. You're here for the interview. No, your hair looks
Oh,
sharp.
thank you.
All
I
cleaned
appreciate
up.
that.
You got to keep seeing that lass who did it the last time. She's got it all figured out with you, huh?
Yeah, the great clips.
Library.
All right. And you've kind of shaved a little bit, kind of cleaned yourself up a little.
Yeah, I shave.
You don't have that rugged woodsman look.
That's we're gonna have to.
Are you going to get a fade before you go to the lake?
Yeah, duh. This is a touch up.
Yeah.
Because that not having the fade, that would keep me from the sweet success of sleeping with someone at the lake on Memorial Day weekend.
No.
Which, you know, it's like, which would you rather have, that or an MVP SGA?
Would you say the lake is a melting pot of Midwestern bourgeois?
I think that would be a very apt description.
Oh, my goodness. I am appalled.
I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing. I'm not using the term bourgeois as pejorative. I think I've always said, I'll say it again. I'll probably say it for the 10th time. I like a little Hoosier in my vacation.
Oh, do you?
Yeah.
Well, you can get it there.
No doubt.
Again, live read.
Yeah, YOLO. Get involved on the program. Call in. Are you mad at Doug for saying Planes, Trains, and Automobiles is the worst movie he's ever seen since Grown Ups 2? 314-974-0101. Callier and Thompson phone lines. Text it into the Air Comfort Service text inbox. 314-399-9646. And open up your YouTube app and subscribe to the program. It's the TMA STL YouTube channel, and you can talk it over in there with friends who have gathered, like Murphy, VR, Scorsy, the TMA Remote Lamp, DJ Patty Cakes, and Brad. He's in Weldon Springs, and, of course, the great Danny Rogers. They're all in there.
Okay.
They're all watching. They're all talking, and it's delightful. Tough one last night. Buffalo falls behind 2-0, and then they mount a Sunday charge. It looks like they've scored the go-ahead goal with about 9 minutes left in the game. The building's buzzing, and then it's waved off. And the question is, was it waved off too soon? And as Sean McDonough said, is this going to go into the same vault of tragic Buffalo sports history with Scott Norwood and Brett Hull's skate in the crease? Shh.
They just can't catch a break. They just can't catch one. They were the better team through most of that game, especially the second and third periods.
Was their NBA team any good, Doug? Didn't they have the
No, not really.
NBA for a second?
Yeah. And the Bills have lost, 4 Super Bowls
In a row. And then Zach Bolduc gets a goal, Doug. What if they win the cup with Zach Bolduc? Did they win the trade?
Nice.
Well, probably, yeah. I would say definitely.
Here is Sean McDonough's call of the overtime game winner.
And mans the puck. Shot. Score! Montreal wins Game 7. Alex Newhook. The game-winning goal in both Game 7s of these playoffs for Montreal.
Good call. When you're watching those Game 7s, it occurs to me that every little inch of what happens affects your entire season. It goes back to all the work they did in training camp and the weightlifting and the nutrition they do and all the traveling and the hours and hours of practice and the long grind of the season. And then you get down to a game where it comes down to a ricochet of the puck or someone bounces it off the goalpost and your season is either made or broken.
How about the fact they did the same thing? They had a Game 6 at home to finish off a series with Tampa Bay and lost, with Buffalo and lost, and went on the road for both Game 7s. Mm-hmm. What a run for Martin St. Louis.
Jackson's most attractive coach in the NHL, Lindy Ruff, 10 years ago, was the head coach of the Dallas Stars when the Blues went in there and eliminated the Stars in the second round of the playoffs in a Game 7. Wow, unbelievable. Not only how unfortunate it's been for Lindy Ruff, but how Jackson, his appearance, is holding up.
He's great. Lindy Ruff.
Welcome back to the show, Jackson.
Handsome guy.
And this is from when you rated the appearance of the NHL hockey coaches?
Yeah, he likes Scott Arniel, too.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Okay.
Rod Brindamore, his George Washington.
The bod.
How about Montgomery?
Jim Montgomery?
That's right.
It wouldn't
Awkward
be,
here on the home of the Blues.
It wouldn't be right for me to judge the appearance of the local
That's
coach.
the right answer.
All right.
No, but Lindy Ruff kind of has that look, you know.
Just a strange thing for you to be rating.
Well, no, just like morning coffee, maybe a fried egg sandwich.
Yeah.
Talking it over. He's reading the newspaper. You feel comfortable.
Huh.
Watching all these other goalies in the playoffs really puts the spotlight on how much 50 and 30 really do moving the puck. Doug, that's from Skidman.
You like when people use the numbers, Doug, instead of the names?
No, I don't like that. I don't care for that. He's talking about how they move the puck. Is that what he said there at the end?
Move your body? Was that Nina Sky like in 2000? 2001, you think? Jackson had like that as return
Not familiar
music
with
too.
that.
You'll recognize it when you hear it. You'll love it. You won't be able to get enough
A lot
of
of
it.
return music.
Yeah, we got a lot of return music today.
So our guy Dobesh out of DeSmet, Doug.
Yeah,
is
how about
advanced.
him?
Yeah.
Did I doubt this is the case? It wasn't a Scott Van Pelt. I think Scott Van Pelt might be done once the NBA Finals are done for a few months, and good for him. He's earned it. So it was the B Team Sports Center. But it was like a Saturday Night Live skit with Dobish on following the game with two people who clearly know absolutely nothing about hockey or who he is, and if he wasn't wearing the goalie pads, I'm sure they would have asked about him being a forward or something like that.
Who's big for you?
It was essentially a who's big for you interview.
It was pretty big.
Man after my own heart.
It was something to behold. I'm like, oh, I can send this to Jackson for some sound. Here's the Pride of St. Louis on his way to the Eastern Conference Final. Big-time underdogs against the Hurricanes, who haven't played in forever. And it was like, how do you feel? What do you think of that game?
Major surgery was needed to fix the Canucks.
Oh, come on, don't say Canucks. And why do they say the Canadiens instead of the Canadians?
I thought it was the Canadiens.
A lot of times you hear people say the Montreal Canadiens.
I like
I thought that was the name of the team.
I'm talking about the way you're pronouncing Canadiens or Canadiens.
I get so much flack about how I pronounce Bengals, and then you come up with that.
Well, you hear it all the time
Half-baked take.
in hockey.
Half-baked take.
You hear people call them
Gibberish.
the Montreal Canadiens instead of the Montreal Canadiens.
Because they're from Montreal, it just sounds better.
I thought it was a French-Canadian thing.
I think, and I could be wrong, Tim, but I think Jackson's got a little edge towards Doug just because of the movie take, just out of the gate.
No,
that's
couldn't
gonna set it
disagree
off.
more. I'm
Okay.
not only... I'm so proud that Doug decided to watch Planes, Trains, and
That
Automobiles.
makes you proud?
Yeah, instead, Game 7 hockey.
It's not about you watching Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. It's about you prioritizing that over Game 7.
Oh,
of the Sabres.
I'm telling you, I watched both.
Then how did you miss the controversial call?
I guess I turned it down and I was watching the movie.
Was
at
it
that
during the
second.
shower scene? Is that why?
It could have been.
I think that's why you didn't enjoy it as much, because half your attention was on the
Maybe
ice
that
hockey,
was it. I
you
don't know.
Me personally, I
that's
have
a
to
good
lock
take. That's
in.
a good take.
I have to lock
That's a
into
good take.
something. I can't do both.
You know,
Doug, do you prefer calling Montreal the Habs? Thanks. That's from Hal in Hillsboro.
I don't know.
What's your favorite hockey team nickname?
The
Flip
Habs.
that off.
Okay. Riveting.
Are there other teams that have nicknames that I can't think of right off the top of my head?
I would imagine. The Note.
You mean alternate names?
Something
Yeah.
other than the
Yeah.
Lightning or the Ning?
There you go.
Nice, real
Now you're
nice.
getting somewhere.
Okay.
Hurricanes or the Canes, that's kind of lazy.
You know,
So to be clear, Doug failed to watch two things at once. Outstanding, old man. That's from Jugs in D.C.
but I did
He's
watch
not
both
happy.
things. I guess the Rangers are the blue shirts.
Yeah. Canes.
Are you guys just going to ignore the Pac-12 and Mountain West reaching a settlement agreement? That's from Just Don't Press Push.
Probably will. Probably will ignore that the whole show. Like it never happened.
That's if you look at the Polos Plus dossier 7-2.
Oh, gosh.
So you best read up on it
Okay.
because
Sorry, I missed that too.
Yeah. It's time to talk about Colorado State, baby.
the Rams.
Yeah. Probably the Fort Collins.
Yeah, north of Denver, Colorado Springs, south of Denver.
And not very far away.
Yeah, about an hour.
Garden
Most of those
Gods down
populated
Yeah,
cities.
I went to that thing.
there. It's kind of a cool spot, south of Denver.
Most of those populated Colorado cities are right along that same line, north and south.
What's that all about there, Papers?
It's just east of the mountain range.
Right,
Right.
just east of the mountain range, whereas west is just pretty much,
Mountains.
or west is mountains. East would be like plains, like the Great Plains.
Right.
Not very great to live in.
Eastern Colorado looks like Kansas.
Right.
There's your Colorado geography.
Anybody ever been to Wyoming? I've been to Laramie.
I have not.
Did you go for that Missouri game? That
Went for a
puts
Sigma,
Jackson in a
Sigma Chi conference.
Wow, what was going on
In
there?
college?
Conference.
Well, no, when I was 40.
I don't
I wouldn't
know.
mind just going to the Sigma Chi conference.
Maybe you were a guest
Buddy,
speaker.
I'll be back.
Keynote speaker.
I'm taking the Iota Pi chapter
What do you
and
discuss?
chaperoning.
What do you discuss at a fraternity conference?
You know, I don't recall.
Oh, I had to do that too. It's really
Did you?
lame.
A lot of meetings.
About what?
Who knows?
Probably like rush.
Pay your dues.
No, rush techniques.
If you were like in a certain position, I can
And
imagine
Sigma
you
Chi,
have
like
to do it.
how to hide the drugs and beer. And
Oh! Bo!
at big schools,
Yeah,
not at
I
small
dropped
schools
down.
like Marquette, but at
Right.
big schools.
Whereas academics is, of course, the.
It sounds like just an excuse to have a vacation. and
No,
have a
I would much
party.
rather have been home.
I was just glad I got to see Laramie, Wyoming, and then we went down to Boulder, Doug, and the Who was playing at Folsom Field,
Oh, is
and
that
we were
right?
like staying at Sigma Chi House for free, and we said, let's get some tickets.
Oh, how about that?
Saw the Who at Folsom Field, but in going to that conference, Doug, you just kind of learn how to be a better man. That's what it
I
was.
guess that's what it is. I saw a trivia question yesterday. It said, what is the only state that doesn't have a city with at least 100,000 people in it?
Alaska?
No, it was Wyoming. That's why I brought it up.
So who was
the answer.
Montana? Is Bozeman
Wyoming.
at 100? I think.
I guess that's what the question was.
Okay. Why did your question? Biggest cities in Montana. Okay. We'll talk about it.
All right.
This is what happens, Tim, when the Cardinals are off.
I'm sorry to throw everything off kilter there.
That's all right.
I couldn't be any sorrier for what I did.
Couldn't have been a better day for the Cardinals not to play. That was awful.
Yeah, they wouldn't have been able to probably.
Beer Cats is not happy with after the morning after, and he's filing his grievance here, reaching larger people, larger number of people. Can we talk about Tim and Jackson completely checking out of yesterday's ATMA? Doug, that stands for after the morning after.
Okay.
While Iggy dropped derogatory terms and then justified it because that's what porn calls it. At one point, Tim was yawning and doom scrolling. After the morning after had a nice run, but as always, can happen. That's from Beer Cats. He says the show is over.
Well, I
guess it was a 3-week run. Now, you were texting in.
I sampled the show, and there was some tranny talk, and then Tim's rolling through all the sponsors, and I noticed opportunity. Nobody sponsored the tranny talk.
Right.
So it's right there on the table. If anybody wants to get on
Who
board.
would be a possible sponsor for that?
Where's my Joe Buck? Time to take a break.
Jackson and I going silent and distancing ourselves just like we did yesterday, back-to-back days. 314-399-9646. What happened to Lisa Ann on the show? Can happen.
Time to take a break.
What happened after the morning after? Can happen.
What happened to Joe that he felt the need to say that?
It was during your guys' when you guys
The
did
1
that.
week on
the 1
Cap and
week,
Us.
yeah.
Yeah. I wonder what it was time to take a break.
Probably because like some A-list star
Yeah.
was on hold and you were like talking about God knows what.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it was a nice week of presentations there. Yeah, I remember we had Wayne Gretzky on, and then the producer comes on our air and goes, "Hey, Alex Rodriguez is on hold."
And you're sitting in the KFNS studio.
This is literally, it was unbelievable. 314-399-9646. You're welcome to call in as well at 314-974-0101, Collier and Thompson phone lines. And then you have the Michelob Ultra YouTube chat. That's where you can talk it over as well. It is all here on the morning after. Doug has selected Lifetime Roofing lead as the Buffalo Sabres falling in Game 7 to the Montreal Canadiens. Lifetime Roofing is online at lifetimeroofingstl.com, serving the St. Louis metro area since 2005. It's veteran and locally owned business, Dustin McClendon, and his team at Lifetime Roofing, St. Louis metro area only company, not a storm-chasing operation, not out-of-towners, and certainly not corporate. Their focus is the St. Louis area community only, not a franchise or PE owned. It's locally owned and locally accountable. Award-winning and A-plus rated. Ask about their literal lifetime warranty on new roofs and James Hardy signing. Go to lifetimeroofingstl.com, lifetimeroofingstl.com, or call 314-800-0426. 24/7 availability. If you dealt with some roof damage from the storms yesterday, lifetimeroofingstl.com. This is TMA 101 ESPN. Doug, how can you not picture John Candy enjoying a dart while driving Neil Page?
Yeah.
Now, what do you think of Planes, Trains, and Automobiles?
Well, okay, it was a good song, fun little scene. I'd give it a B.
That's not bad for a movie that's 40 years old.
Yeah.
Doug selected for the Lifetime Roofing lead the Sabres and Canadiens. But Sharon's Ladue Pool Boys says Spurs beat OKC. That's the lead story. But right below that is Baldwin Bob, who said 7:22 a.m. And we finally hear something about a Game 7 NHL game last night. Absolutely brutal start to the morning for you guys. This is awful.
Leave us alone.
That's Baldwin Bob. But
You want fucko? You want something?
but the problem with Baldwin Bob's take, and I'm a fan of it, is we did talk about it as the Lifetime Roofing lead, which then Doug caught hell from Sharon's Ladue Pool Boy for selecting as the Lifetime Roofing lead instead of the Spurs beating OKC.
Game one.
But Wemby. What a response to seeing SGA get the MVP trophy. I mean, this guy, are we going to see a last dance on the Spurs in 30 years where he's looking at an iPad or whatever device it is and saying, I took that personally? What about that?
I saw a graphic yesterday that said the last 8 MVPs are guys not from the United States.
Correct. The last one had been James Harden, last American-born.
MVP.
Correct.
It's hard to believe, isn't it?
2 years of Giannis, Embiid,
Jokic.
and SGA, Canadian.
Yeah.
Let's
Okay,
say, listen,
that's about all I had to offer on that.
It's the way it goes, man. And I would tell you, probably not going to be another one for a while with Wemby, Luka, Jokic, and Shea
A couple kids at St. Gabriel's that I think could end that.
Yeah.
Only if
probably.
Cal Kennedy becomes commissioner of the NBA.
Wow. Have fun.
That'd be great.
I would retain defense counsel now.
If the NBA didn't expand to Seattle or Vegas or even St. Louis, but to St. Gabriel's, the St. Louis Hills,
St. Gabriel's got an NBA franchise.
but didn't change
Where
the
are you
gym
gonna
or
park?
anything.
Will it work in St. Louis? No. Will it work in St. Louis Hills? Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, you park at Francis Park.
Also,
like
a suggestion for the Lifetime Roofing lead here is, Doug, the Tarps Off boys are back tonight. We thought we said
really?
farewell 24 hours ago. We had 2 of the Stephen F. Austin boys on from the Tarps Off and right field contingent. Thought that they were heading back to Texas. No. The Cardinals and the crew have reached a deal for them to come back for Game 1 tonight against the Pirates. More Tarps Off.
I guess school's probably out for the year, for the summer, so they can stay. If you're the Cardinals, would it make sense to give a whole bunch of them free tickets for every game the rest of the year? Just
Well, I
have
don't
their
know
own
about
little
the
section?
At least for tonight, for sure. Reach out. Say, hey, if you guys are still in town, we'll throw you some seats. Probably Tuesday night, probably some seats available.
Oh, yeah.
And it's starting to happen now at all the other MLB. Did you see that last night? Was it Tampa Bay?
I did see that, yeah.
Starting to pop up.
Angels had it.
It all started right here.
It did.
After it started in Stillwater, after it started in Bloomington. But baseball-wise, it all started right here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think it'd be kind of cool to have them, give them their own little section for the whole year if they want it.
The forecast may cause some problems for the festivities tonight. It's been raining like crazy around the St. Louis area. And, Martin, I got storms and rain in the forecast here tonight.
For tonight?
Yeah. And tomorrow. And Thursday.
Hopefully the boys can push their exams back and just stick around. Try to get that next game in.
And Saturday.
Blow off exams.
And Sunday. And then Monday. And then next Tuesday. And then next Wednesday. Every single day between now and next Wednesday, more than 50% chance of precipitation. 90% tonight, 85% tomorrow. Doug, 60% on Thursday, and Jackson's Memorial Day weekend, where he chases down menthol-smoking divorcees who drive the T-tops down, could be hindered substantially by precipitation.
Does menthol smoking add to a kind of a lower, raspier voice?
I wouldn't say more so than any other kind of cigarette. It certainly would be a mintier kind of fragrance.
But that's what you like in your older gals?
Sure. Yeah. Like a cheap breath mint. That's what I'm looking for.
A cigarette is like a breath mint?
Well, no, that kind of smell, you know?
Yeah.
Doug, by the way, I'd like to apologize. Billings is 120,000 population, so there's your Montana largest city.
Yeah.
So your question remains, the only state to have no cities with more than 100,000 people would be Wyoming.
Here it is. It goes back to that.
Mm-hmm. Hard to believe that doesn't seem like a whole lot of people. I mean, O'Fallon, Missouri's got almost 100,000 people.
Is that right?
Yeah. It's up to like 90,000, I think.
How's the lead not city? It's from the 636.
In what capacity?
They play tonight. They have the U.S. Open Cup.
So they want us to preview?
It's a quarterfinal match with the Houston Dynamo.
I get people ready for. Yeah. In the Play-A-Palooza party, says City has a real chance to advance to the semis tonight. Doug, the Dynamo.
Okay. Well, if we can just get some offense, if we can, put 3 or 4 orbs in the onion bag, I think there's a good chance we could advance. We got to keep it out of our own net, I'll tell you that much.
Doug, it's an MLS opponent, but it's not an MLS match. This is part of the U.S. Open Cup.
Okay.
A historic tournament that they weren't part of. The MLS wasn't part of it for a while, and the fans got mad, and there's still a little bit of a hangover. So like tonight, normally you tune into a City game, it's packed.
Yeah.
Maybe half full tonight.
Oh, really? Is that all?
Some kind of weird hangover
especially
the fans are mad about. I don't get it.
What are the fans mad about?
Because they weren't in the U.S. Open Cup a few years ago, but it was MLS's decision. So there's this weird kind of...
So there's a protest?
Well, there was. No, a couple of years ago.
Well, I remember that, but I didn't know now with the team in the position they're in.
Right. I think people are trying to figure out what is the disconnect, because when they play, typically the building is full. But for the U.S. Open Cup matches, it has not been the case. And the only theory is maybe there's still some people sitting it out because of the fact they weren't in the U.S. Open Cup a few years ago. There was that little protest.
Tickets are $10. That's from Just Don't Press Push.
He sounded depressed about it.
He does not believe it should warrant being the Lifetime Roofing lead because tickets are $10. The thing is, though, I would imagine you can get $10 tickets for tonight's festivities at Busch Stadium.
Just looked. That'd be
confirmed?
accurate. Yeah.
For both of them?
Both of them? Like combined?
No.
For the...
like a bundle.
10 for the Cardinals, 10 for City.
Let me see what City's charging.
Tim just said $10.
Well, that's what the texters
You
said.
don't read the text as if it's the Bible, Jackson?
Yeah.
Sometimes. Depends on the preacher. All right, let's see.
Joey Vitale's Orange Scully said, that's no more, Marty.
Hey, like
No,
that.
what does that mean? We need more information.
What does that mean?
I guess he means there's not a protest anymore. My point is, why wouldn't it be selling out? It's the soccer team that's still very popular. Building still really popular, but for these games, they don't sell a lot of tickets.
Perhaps it has to do with season ticket sales. Your season ticket might not get you into this one.
I'm only seeing really one ticket available, and it's $38.
For the Cardinal game?
No, sir.
One ticket available?
That's what I'm seeing on game time.
One left in the whole stadium.
That's what I'm seeing on game time.
I don't think that's accurate.
Yeah, okay.
Well,
That's what I'm seeing. That's what I'm seeing.
to call in.
wow.
That's what I'm seeing. I'm seeing one
There's
ticket available.
one
It's
ticket
30
in the whole building.
No, but that's what's
There's
open right
one
now. It's
ticket in the whole-
$38. Listen, you
Better hurry.
fire it up, Ticketmaster, and you take a look.
Better hurry. There's one seat left.
Well, hopefully.
Joey Vitale's Orange Scully said season ticket holders have to buy tickets for the Open Cup. It's midweek, kids in school, and it's a Starman.
Yeah.
Okay, but if season ticket holders had to buy it, then you would sell more.
Had to buy, I think, means that if you want to go, you have to buy them. They're not included.
Made them available.
Not necessarily you have, buy them or lose your seats.
Cost extra to go.
Right.
So if you've gone to all the games and here's a midweek game,
But
you might blow it off.
But that's where the soccer star fan who's been wanting to get into the building, you would think this is their chance.
That's why there's only one ticket left.
And that Bosnian game that's coming up, that's a World Cup tune-up, that one is selling well. But whatever.
Oh, yeah, we'll see.
There it is, Tim. There's your soccer breakdown.
Let's see if that delights Play-A-Palooza party, Doug, and the breakdown of tonight's festivities. Carlos Spicy Wiener, not happy that we're discussing it. No one cares about soccer. It's a tournament where they debate whether to try or not. Oh, we suck in the real games? Let's effing go, boys. That's from Carlos Spicy Wiener.
Okay.
Guys, you're missing the talk about the real Spurs game today. That's the one with Chelsea. Doug, it's the relegation match for the Tottenham Hotspur.
Yeah, I believe they're playing that at Stamford Bridge in London.
Whoa. Show prep season.
Chelsea's a minus 105.
Oh, are you thinking
Not that
about
I'm reading
taking
this
Chelsea?
right now at the computer.
No, I know that. Wow.
Now, why would that be a big game?
Relegation.
If West Ham is to win and Spurs are to lose, it could drop into the relegation zone. I believe they have one more game after this, though.
Okay.
Yeah, they do.
And that would affect you how?
It wouldn't affect me, but it would certainly affect Tottenham Hotspur ownership, who've poured like $1 billion into that team to get relegated.
Okay. So you're rooting for the people who spent all the money to get sent down, or you're rooting again?
I have no real rooting interest.
right.
Tottenham's not really a team I root for.
Who's your team, Papers?
Kind of like Crystal Palace. Kind of a homegrown London club.
How do you pick a team in the English Premier League?
You
to root
don't.
for?
You just kind of based on players and year by year. I can't say I really even watch that much at all.
Yeah.
So, but I kind of like Palace.
Oh, do you?
Yeah, they're kind
Just
of
the
fun.
name, probably.
No, kind of their culture.
Culture. How's their culture any different?
Oh, it's not like one of these like massive teams.
That sounded like soccer word salad. I like the team's culture.
Well, especially in the Premier League, a lot of foreign money comes in on these big teams, and it kind of gets corporatized. But Crystal Palace kind of has the feeling of like a homegrown club.
Oh, does it?
South
Sounds like
London.
a restaurant.
It does, doesn't it?
Right next to the White Castles, Crystal Palace.
Oh, yeah. White Palace, was that with James Spader and Susan Sarandon? It was in Dogtown. Am I right on that? Was that like 92, you think?
They shot it right by the Doggies stadium there. That restaurant is still there. I think it's
really?
called White Palace, isn't it?
What about the White Shadow TV show?
Wow.
Basketball show.
Mm-hmm.
Ken, what was the guy's name? Ken
Howard.
Yeah.
Salami, Goldstein, Hayward, Coolidge, Jackson. Did he get shot robbing the liquor store? Is that what was that Jackson?
I've never seen the White Shadow.
You would like it.
I think I would.
My 14U team is playing in Cincy this weekend, and we are going to the Cardinal game Saturday night. We are bringing Tarps off to Cincinnati, baby. That's from ball coach Steve on TikTok. Doug.
Okay.
He's a baseball coach who also gives you tips on the TikToks.
Okay. And he's going to tell his baseball team to not wear shirts tonight.
Right.
Okay. Well, Cincinnati will be a fun little road trip for him.
Not sure what's worse, soccer talk, golf talk, or doughy Hoosiers with strategic beards loudly blasting Morgan Wallen from their F-250 while you're trying to pump gas in peace. Doug, that's from the Crestwood Coyote.
Nobody
Very
really wants to
descriptive.
struggle when they pump gas, do you? You just want peace? Yeah, when you're holding all that gasoline's coming out, you better hope you got peace.
Who the hell cares who gets relegated? What the hell even is relegated? Stop talking about soccer, morons! Doug, that's from the Marquette pisser.
Well, you seem open to the conversation. Relegation in American sports would be awesome.
Unless you own the team.
Right. It will never happen.
And what if you had a team in waiting? Like Nashville had a minor league baseball team that was really good, and if the Pirates didn't cut it, the next year you're out.
It would be
Nashville's in.
incredible. It would be incredible.
Maybe raise the stakes a little bit. Marlins, careful up there in Portland. They're gunning for your spot.
Yeah, it'd be sweet.
And you just bounce them.
I would love it as well. Realistically, won't be happening, but I would love it as well.
How could you continue to pay the salaries of these players
Right, you
if you're
could
playing in the minor leagues?
You have to start doing it at the beginning of the leagues in like the 1800s for this to be a thing.
Yeah.
I don't care what you guys are talking about as long as I can hear your voices and feel excited in my bathing suit area. Doug, that's from Richard Toast.
The bathing suit area really creeps me out.
It could cover quite a large spot.
Yeah.
Or a tiny one.
We're not going to shame anybody.
Speaking of Doug's jockstrap, I'm getting real tired of Marvin. So condescending to Jackson. Lay off, big fella.
Marvin.
I think the papers army is building. You got to be careful. You poke papers, people are activated.
Which car best tells you that this person peaked in high school? I think it's the Jeep. That's from Dora's Diaper.
Oh, yeah, Dora had to wear a diaper there for a while.
So if you drive a Jeep, you peaked in high school? Is that what Dora's Diaper is saying?
I don't know. In my day, it was a Camaro or a Firebird.
And a Trans Am was a Firebird, Doug?
Kind of, yeah. It's kind of like if you couldn't afford a Corvette, you'd get that.
Burt Reynolds, Trans Am?
Mm-hmm. That was a peaky in high school.
Smoking the Bandit, good or bad?
Isn't that just basically Burt Reynolds driving around for a while?
With Jerry Reed singing his heart out.
My favorite Burt is always Longest Yard.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Norm Macdonald doing Burt, just chewing gum like crazy.
Yeah.
What about when he got sideways with the host of Double Dare, Mark Summers, on The Tonight Show, Doug? Remember that? Oh, what a moment
Is that when they're
was.
throwing coffee back and forth at each other and they slap the hell out of each other?
Yeah, they were scrapping.
Kind of. Burt Reynolds famously did not get along with a lot of people.
Really?
Very cantankerous. Yeah.
Oh.
And
And
he got in a fight with the host of Nickelodeon's Double Dare on The Tonight Show.
Yeah.
Like a physical exchange along with intense insults. Very odd.
Yeah, William H. Macy once said on Boogie Nights that he made some crack about Burt Reynolds' career and he saw his life flash before his eyes. I think he beat the hell out of Thomas Jane or something. Really weird.
Was he sensitive to the fact people thought he wasn't a great actor? Is that kind of at the heart of it?
I just think he was like at that point in his life, especially in '97, really just kind of tired of the fame.
I am so sick of papers and his schoolboyish takes. And then he plays the victim when he gets called out for objectively wrong opinions. That's from the 314. Jackson, do you have schoolboy takes?
I don't even know what that means, but this gentleman's welcome to call in and expound.
Wow, call in, big man. 314-974.
Let's open them up. Let's
go. Open them up. 314-974-0101. This person does not have a text inbox name, but he is tired of schoolboy Jackson. And he is welcome to call in to the Callier and Thompson phone lines. That's 314-974-0101. Doug, tell the people about this Callier and Thompson.
Well, this is where you go if you are really serious about a rehab. Maybe your kitchen or your bathroom looking dated. You can't let it go. You can't let it go too long. If it's been 25, 30 years and you haven't remodeled, then you're falling behind, and it's a great investment in your house to make your home look just as good as it possibly can. And Collier & Thompson is right there to help you through that. They've been in business since the 1950s now. You can imagine all the tens of thousands of homes that they have worked on and improved in the St. Louis area. Collier & Thompson also has their own painting division. Phil, the manager there, has a 5-person team. If you don't want an entire remodel, trust the Collier & Thompson paint team to do it the right way. It makes a huge difference in the look of your home. Collier & Thompson always updating their showroom with fresh ideas. Stop in, check it out. They have more than 10,000 square feet in their showroom, more than 20 kitchen displays. You can get some great ideas on what to do to your house. And Collier & Thompson is that remodeling company that you can trust. As I said, they've been around for a long time, got absolutely the best carpenters and painters and electricians and plumbers. They will do the job right for you, and if you're not happy when it's done, they will come back and make sure you are happy by the time they finish. Come home to quality. CollierandThompson.com. They're located on Manchester Road, just a little bit west of 270 next to Uncle Bill's Pancake House. Collier & Thompson. Come home to quality online at CollierandThompson.com.
And we are taking phone calls, and whoever called Jackson Schoolboy Jackson goes to the front of the line, 314-974-0101. That is how you can call into the morning after. You are also welcome to text in at 314-399-9646, Air Comfort Service text inbox, and, of course, talk it over in the Michelob Ultra YouTube chat. That is youtube.com/TMA. STL. Tim McKernan, Doug Vaughn, Martin Kilcoyne, Little Jackie Papers, now doing business as Schoolboy Jackson. Here on the Morning After 101 ESPN from the Stifel Studios.
High-quality products installed by professional installers. Talking about Michael's Bass. Michael is the owner. His daughter answers the phone. Family-owned operation now for 3 decades. All 5-star reviews. A-plus rating with the BBB. So you want to make sure when you're redoing that bath, that's all they do. Michael's Bass, that's it. Bathrooms. We're working with them right now. The kids' bath needed a makeover, hit and refresh. They met with us, and the folks that come out, they're not salespeople. They are former installers, so they know the process through and through, whether you're doing a tub-to-shower conversion or a full high-end bathroom remodel. They do it all. New premium wall options are available, too, designed to bring a custom look to your home. Give it that spa look that you've been going for. Set up an appointment. Have them come out, take a look. It's 636-775-0800. 775-0800. Their own installers. That's all they do is bath conversion. So set up the appointment or go online to michaelsbass.com. If you hear this ad, that means you are in their area. They will come to you and get a review. Hit the refresh button on that stale old bathroom. You can do it with Michael's Bath, 636-775-0800.
This is Jackson with a SportsCenter update. That's brought to you by Universal Windows Direct. Cardinals back in action this evening as they take on the Pittsburgh Pirates. It's going to be a 6:45 p.m. first pitch with Matthew Liberatore toeing the slab for the Redbirds. That was another SportsCenter update brought to you by Universal Windows Direct. You'll be saying, I love my windows.
Sky song I was talking about.
Okay.
Jackson's bouncing around like he's on a Sibian. Look at this guy. You like this, Jim?
Really good. Cover art is horrific.
What's going on with the cover art?
It's like a bad college dorm tapestry of like the universe. And then two beautiful women, don't get me wrong.
Nina Sky don't play.
But Nina Sky stylizes her name in the album with herself as a silhouette as the I, and then her with a sort of power stance as the A. And it feels very early 2000s.
Boy, you got a lot out of that picture.
Well, that's what I do. Theater of the mind out here, baby. But this is good.
Is this what you would dance to at the Wheelhouse by yourself?
Tin Roof is where he dances best.
I could cut up a rug to this song.
Well, these are twin sisters, Doug. Did you know that? The albino sisters.
I didn't know that. They're albinos?
No. That's their last name.
Oh.
Nicole and Natalie Albino.
Okay.
The name of the group, Nina Sky. And Jackson's having a big day on the return music. Can you carry this momentum forward?
Well, both these tunes that we've played, Mess Around by Ray Charles and then Move Your Body by Nina Sky, were mentioned on the program, so I didn't really do anything.
Ray Charles is one of the absolute best.
Indeed.
Maybe the Mount Rushmore
of entertainers?
Yeah.
I think he'd be up there.
Singing entertainers.
Yeah. What's your Mount Rushmore?
Of Ray Charles songs?
No, sir. Of singing entertainers.
I guess Sinatra would have to be on there. And maybe Elvis and Michael Jackson.
Well, no, you just left out.
And then Nina Sky?
You just left out Ray Charles.
Oh, Ray Charles, Sinatra, Elvis, and Michael Jackson.
Okay.
R.I.P. Wheelhouse. That's from Percy Blumpkin.
Oh.
Yeah, walked by it on our way to the ball game on Sunday afternoon. My wife said, hard to believe. And I said, you better believe that, sister.
Pour one
you better
out?
believe that, sister. Yeah, I was drinking some St. Ides, as a matter of fact. Doug, watch this. S-T period, crooked letter I, St. Ides.
Oh, God, that is so cool.
Was that Ice Cube?
I don't know who
the
it was.
endorser. And Carl Weathers was King Cobra, and Billy D. Williams was Colt 45. Am I right on those?
It seems right.
Should we try to open up our own little nightclub right there? Try to just take that lease?
For 50-year-olds with families?
Well, yeah, like during the day it'd be that, and then
Called the nightclub PGA Tour champions.
the Banty Rooster.
The name is obviously the Cuckolds. Just simply Cuckolds.
Cuckolds? Mm-hmm. And just have a chain like that'll start popping up in airports?
I think so, yeah.
We got an hour layover. You want to go get something in Cuckolds?
Yeah.
I got
Theater-style seating. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I kind of like that.
Theater-style seating?
Well, if it's going to be Cuckolds.
So, like, I'm going to get chicken wings and I got to eat it in a theater-style seat?
Right. Well, I guess your significant other is sleeping with someone else.
People would go in there just to see what the hell is going on in there.
Yeah, I think we'd have a really nice first 2 weeks, and then the novelty might wear off, and then people would be like, damn, I'm not going there anymore.
You could have some Davenports in the corner.
But if we had good wings, we'd have good wings, good fries. I think we could have something there.
What was Wheelhouse before Wheelhouse?
Doug?
What was that?
Boy, I don't know. It was probably an office
You know,
building or
papers?
something.
I don't.
Was it something?
I don't even know when Wheelhouse started. I don't have that.
Wasn't there that long, really, I don't think.
Oh, well, I remember going to the Cardinals and Cubs game 1 of the NLDS in 2015. The Cardinals were victorious, but they would lose the next 3 to the Cubs, who would then lose to the Mets in the NLCS. And I remember seeing Jason Mott, a member of the Cubs, there after the game.
Oh,
so
really?
2015, certainly live.
I think earlier than that.
But I'm citing a specific to know as a baseline. But I feel like Jim Edmonds and I, when we were doing our show in the afternoons, we had the famous Kevin Demoff interview with "There is no secret plan," when it actually turned out there might have been. There might have been.
Clearly there was.
A secret plan in that
Admitted
interview.
by the same guy.
Well, that's right. From October of 2014. So, I mean, there's another baseline memory, Doug. Do you have any memories from like the aughts where you were at Wheelhouse and
No,
hanging
no.
out and getting bottle service?
No, I remember we did a show or two from there, didn't we? I don't think it was there too long. I don't think it had a 20-year run even. Did it?
There is no secret plan.
Well,
about
there
that?
was. There was.
From Reddit, things just pop up from Reddit. Wheelhouse is shut down until 2022. They openly admit violating public health mandates, and their response is a horribly worded post on Instagram. That's Reddit.
Yeah,
When
but
it was
it closed this year. After
more
New Year's
recent
Eve.
than that.
Yeah.
Didn't they have a shooting right outside of there too that
I don't know.
caused some issues? Obviously.
I'm not sure.
Guys, wasn't it Jay Bucks? That's from Uncle Wally's Plastic
No,
Ear.
that's the tin roof.
Yeah, down where Jackson was accused of dancing by himself following Cardinal game.
Really good buffalo chicken dip there.
Beautiful building.
Yeah. I've been there a few times.
By yourself dancing.
No, despite conjecture.
Would you be a regular at Cuckold's?
Well, yeah, if I would hope to be, front of house.
Roboski's was the best ballpark bar. What's the story there?
Yeah.
That's from the Pirates beat writer. He would love to come to town and go to Roboski's, famously with the restroom mirrors.
Yeah, there was a time when that was a happening
2006.
place. Yeah.
And that was the parking lot, kind of across the street from patios, kind of
Yeah, right,
deep,
right.
kind of buried deep where they
Massive parking lot, right?
where they had like the horse carriage.
Sure.
Folks would store their horses back there.
Sure. I remember
Giant
hearing about
warehouse.
it, but I knew I could never go there because I wasn't 21.
It was a happening place there for a while.
Why don't we go there and see what the word is? You know what I mean?
Everyone's going to Cuckold now. Okay. I guess Ballpark Village probably took that out of business.
What, Cuckolds?
Roboski's?
Oh.
No, nothing. Put Cuckold's out of business.
Dawson's Creek's really flaunting his vocabulary today. Jackson, do you feel like you're flaunting your vocabulary?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Probably doing too much.
Don't try to do too much.
Yeah, center myself.
Right.
Pull it together, boy. Pull it together, boy. Pull it together, boy. Pull it together, boy.
Yeah. I need like a life caddy. Someone to just pull me aside and say, hey, let's take a little bit off that 60 degree there.
Did you see that PGA player, Higo?
Garrick? Yeah.
Yeah. He has parted ways with his caddy.
Oh, wow,
He couldn't
really?
get him to the first tee on time.
Oof.
But he said the caddy was yelling at him to hurry up and go. And he was putting and just didn't worry about it. And then he went out and shot a 67, but because of the two, and would have had a share of the first round lead.
He missed the cut.
Wound up shooting a 60 and missed the cut by one shot.
Yeah.
After a 2-shot penalty for showing up 1 minute late.
Yeah. It seems like they could share the blame on that one.
It's the golfer's fault.
Yeah, but the caddy has to be adamant.
He said the caddy was yelling at him.
Didn't yell enough.
Yeah.
Yell louder.
I think it's all on the player. He's either got a watch or he's got a phone telling him exactly what time it is. If you're not a big boy and can't get yourself there on time, it's all on you. It's on nobody else.
It'd be really tough. Like Scotty Scheffler has a huge Rolex deal. If like you were a Rolex sponsored athlete and you showed up late to a tee
It's the
time.
wrong time, yeah.
Lost track of the time.
Yeah. That'd be tough.
Well, all you have to do is look at your phone and you've got the exact time. To blame that on anybody else is really kind of bad form.
I see what you're saying.
Cost him a lot. Cost him a lot of money.
Yeah, ton. I talked about that Alex Smalley $1 million birdie on 18. He was 5 under and to tie Rahm to get to 6.
Yeah.
He needed to birdie on 18. Made an extra $1 million.
Oh, nice.
Tim, a couple of people are saying flying saucer was what preceded Wheelhouse.
Think of
Not
a
sure.
flying saucer?
No.
Yeah, it sounds
When I had my 8-month stint in Little Rock, Arkansas. Why, from July of 99 to March of 2000 before joining Doug at Camo VTV in St. Louis, Missouri, a Belo-owned property. Flying Saucer was the place to go in Little Rock, Arkansas.
Was it really?
It was.
Belo?
That's right.
Like my brother Belo?
Doug?
What?
You ever seen Borat?
Yeah, but it's been a minute.
You should you talk about Game 7 watching. You should be watching Borat on Game 7.
Instead of Game 7.
Yes.
Now, did flying saucers have kind of an outer space theme to it?
Jackson?
Had a lot of beer selections. I remember that.
There was the Del Taco that was inside that flying saucer looking
It's called
thing.
Flying Saucer Draft, so maybe that's a hint that they specialize in.
Doug, Flying Saucer's now the Midwestern. That's from the 314.
Is it?
No, that's what has the good
See, I
buffalo
think-
chicken dip. Midwestern. I recant my statement about Tin Roof having good buffalo chicken dip.
And I think Wheelhouse was further down, flying. The one that faces the Metrolink right there, that was flying with the little outside courtyard.
Wheelhouse faces that Metrolink thing.
Well, maybe it's all the same. What do I know?
The one by the Stan Musial statue?
That you can sort of see from
Right.
their courtyard?
Yeah.
That was Wheelhouse?
That's Tin Roof.
Oh,
No, that's not. Oh, God. Never mind.
it's
Chairman's frustrated.
Chairman
and
just-
his glasses are crooked over there. I feel
he's
bad.
broken.
How are they?
He just sighed.
The Westin Hotel is right across the street
Well,
from
that's
the
on the
Stan
other side.
Musial.
Yes, that's true.
There's not a bar right across the street from the Stan Musial statue, is there?
Just
Across
down
would
the
be the street.
Right across the street from the Stan Musial statue is the Westin Hotel.
Yeah, right. That's right there. I'm talking about a little bit down the road.
Well, usually when you say
somebody's gonna
across
call
the
in
street,
and
you mean
correct
right
us.
across the
They're
street.
calling in.
People are furious.
You can call in and
Chairman
express.
just went,
314-974-0101. That's how you can call in to this program. That's the Collier and Thompson phone lines. Then you can text in, which many are doing at 314-399-9646. Open up your YouTube app, type TMA STL. Now you're participating in the Michelob Ultra YouTube chat with 254 friends. Iggy is in there getting ready for the show, and he says he did Cardinal post game from the VIP section at Hungo's.
Oh, yeah, I think I remember
from the
something about
VIP
that.
section.
And he also says the phones aren't working in that studio. Scoresy.
I got to get this rant off my chest here, then we'll get to some calls.
Okay.
By the way, Chairman Kurt texted me. He's the one sitting 4 feet behind me. That Wheelhouse, it was just in that couples station, but it was nothing prior to that. And then down the road there, where that flying saucer, that's the, what's the place you just said?
Tin Roof?
No.
Midwestern?
Midwestern.
Okay.
Oh, cool. It's the part of the show where the olds talk about where things were located around town. Figure it out, dog!
Oh.
That's from the Afton Altar Boy.
That's one of my favorite segments. Where were things?
Can you put that on the dossier?
Where were things?
Doug, it's 8:05 in St. Louis. And the time check brought to you by Clarkson Jewelers. Larry Nickel is going to update you on what took place in professional wrestling coming up on this Polos Plus dossier. And you'll be set straight here. I finished that Hulk Hogan documentary that's recommended. Jackson, have you had a chance to watch that?
Yes, sir.
Recommended viewing. So we'll talk that over with the great Larry Nickel. If you are frustrated by where things used to be, 314-974-0101. You can express it that way, or you can email in about it for the Design Air Heating and Cooling email today. Design Air online at designairservice.com. That's Seth Goldcamp and his team, the longest-running sponsor on The Morning After, going back more than a decade. Online at designairservice.com, and that's where you go, and you set up that service plan. So they come out and take care of your air conditioning at the start of the warm weather months, and then come out to test your furnace and tune it up for the cold weather months. It's now out of sight, out of mind until Designer says, hey, it's time for us to tend to your HVAC system. Martin's a client, Doug's a client, I'm a client. It's Design Air Heating and Cooling online at designairservice.com. The program's called The Morning After. It's presented to you by Brown and Crouppen on 101 ESPN and the TMA STL YouTube channel. think it's Lainey Wilson's birthday? Think that's what's going on here?
Oh, is it?
Tis.
Okay.
What do you think on that,
She's
Doug?
probably, I'd say maybe 29.
Over bankroll in the middle. Anybody want it? Anybody want it?
Well, I'm just guessing.
I understand, but I'm trying to induce some action.
Okay.
I know, so I have to recuse.
Martin,
I
want to
have
put your
no
bankroll in the
idea.
middle of the
I
pot?
have no idea.
I might,
35.
I think 35's live.
Today is the 34th birthday. Oh, Lainey Wilson.
So she must have become a big star in her late 20s. She wasn't an early 20s.
This song, according to Apple Music, came out in 2022. So that would seem to be accurate, though.
Yeah.
Jackson, who is your Mount Rushmore of female country artists May of 2026?
Bill. I guess Lainey Wilson.
Yeah.
Is Casey Musgraves considered country?
I think so,
think
but I'm
so.
not comfortable with
Then-
her messaging for my kids.
Then she's the George Washington.
What?
She's great. I love
What does that
Casey
all that
Musgraves.
mean?
I like Casey Musgraves a lot.
Oh.
Then I guess Lainey Wilson, Ella Langley.
She's the
Is
big
she
one now.
country? She
Yeah.
certainly has that twang.
Yes.
Doug, she just won the ACMs on Sunday night. Unbelievable.
And just to rile up guys like Eric in the Central West End, I'll put Beyonce.
Oh, gosh. It's not a country act.
Yeah.
This guy's poking a
Yeah,
beehive.
you got him with that one.
Put that cigarette in the ashtray and let it burn out.
Your thoughts on Jackson's Mount Rushmore?
Feel great about it.
399-9646. Air Comfort Service text inbox. Of course, then you also have the Michelob Ultra YouTube chat where friends gather and talk it over throughout the course of the presentation. And you can call in like Larry Nickel did on the Callier and Thompson phone lines. Doug, it's time to be recapped with the great Larry Nickel. Good morning, Larry.
Hello, Nixie. Larry.
Yes, Doug?
Yeah, okay, there you are. We didn't hear you for a moment. You okay?
Yes, I am, Doug.
All right, good. So what's happening with you?
Not much.
All right. Well, you called in to give a report. Let's hear the report.
Okay, Doug. Last night, there was a tornado tag match.
Tornado tag match. What is that exactly?
All four men in the ring at the same time.
Okay.
And it was between El Grande Americano and his band of many men against the OG El Grande Americano and his many bench. And of course and it happened to be the El Grande Americano and his many band, which was the tall Mexican, and they won the match.
Okay, the tall Mexican won.
Yes.
Okay. Anything else happening on the show of note that we need to know about?
Yeah, there was supposed to be an open challenge with Olafemi, but apparently Brock Lesnar came back and beat up Olafemi after I'm at WrestleMania.
He beat up who now? What's that name?
Olafemi.
Olazabal?
Oh, yeah. What did he win in
Jose Maria
99?
Olazabal?
He won in 1999, right?
Oh, he went right from the golf course to the squared circle?
No, it's Olafemi.
Oba Femi. Okay.
Yes.
What about Wemby?
Yeah. You see that 3 last night? Logo season,
No, I didn't.
Okay. So those are the two big matches, huh?
Yes.
Okay.
No, there was one more. There was one more.
All right. Anything interesting
Yeah.
happened?
Yeah, there was a women's tag team title match between the Judgment Day's Raquel Rodriguez and Roxanne Perez against Paige and WWE Hall of Famer Brie Bella, who I have an interview with her twin sister Nikki.
Okay. This is what happens when
And
the Cardinals
Paige-
can't hit.
What do you mean the Cardinals can't hit?
Well, it was just a drop. I just said that a long time ago. Keep going.
And anyway, Paige and Brie Bella won the match and retained the tag titles.
Okay. All right, then.
And that's all I have for now.
That's all you got. Okay. Well,
Larry, have you watched the Hulk Hogan 4-part series on Netflix. Wonderful, wonderful presentation.
Not yet.
Man, I think you'll enjoy it.
Yes, I will.
What about planes, trains, and automobiles?
Doug watched that last night while watching the Sabres Canadiens.
Why was you watching wrestling, Doug? You missed it for the past 4 years, 40 years?
Well, pretty much the last 40
give or
years
take.
or so I've missed it, so I'm not really up to date on that.
You need to be on top of this stuff when I do my reports, Doug.
Well, that's why we have you, to let us know what happens, so I don't have to watch it.
Well, you need to.
Well, I don't know. Okay, what's coming up big? Another WrestleMania or Summer Slam or whatever? What's the next big event?
This was like
next
watching
big thing.
the interview on SportsCenter
Dobesh.
with Dobesh
So,
after they beat
what's
the Sabres
next? Well,
last
the
night.
Eastern Conference Final against Carolina.
Amazing.
So what do you got plans for? Well, the Eastern Conference Final.
I don't.
Let me ask the Plowmaster this.
Yeah. So what's the next big thing coming up? They're always promoting something.
The Clash in Italy at the end of the month.
Okay. The Clash
Really?
in
That
Italy.
sounds novel.
All right.
Yes.
Okay, well, you're not...
I have.
Okay, sorry to bother you this morning. Maybe the top 5 countries. Do you have that?
Yes, I do, Doug. Thanks for asking.
Okay, what would they be?
Number 5 will be Mexico.
Okay.
Number 4 will be Venezuela. Number 3 will be Greenland.
I almost feel like you're making this up as we
Countries
go.
we have our eyes on. We're in the acquisition business.
Iran,
Mergers and acquisitions.
Iran number 2, I'm guessing.
Canada.
Canada number 2.
okay, again.
That's live.
51st state.
And, of course, number 1, United States of America.
Yes, there it is. Listen to this celebration. Oh, my. Cardinals and Pirates tonight. A Jim Dandy. Tarps off.
And, by the way, the Cardinals are coming 12 hours.
Yes, Larry, God bless you, and God bless these United States of America.
Yeah, God bless America.
There
Right,
it is.
Nixie.
That's Larry Nickel, Doug, and now you've been brought up to speed.
Okay.
Got that match in Italy coming up.
Yeah, what do you call the Clash of Italy or something?
It'd be pretty cool to spend your whole life in America and only go to Europe to go watch pro wrestling.
That's why you would go? It has to be for the fans that live there, right? It's not for Americans to travel over there to watch it?
It's the first ever premium live event to be hosted in Italy. WWE Clash in Italy. That's coming up Sunday, May 31st, Doug. You said when? That's when.
Okay.
It's in Turin. So that'll really impress them. Hey, the Americans are bringing their fun and games
It's
here.
in where?
Turin.
Turin?
That's up by Milan, maybe,
Okay.
up there.
Northern
where the
Italy.
Olympics were, I think. Well, they'll be really impressed.
This segment really classes up Doug's sleazy takes. That's from Eagle Maniac. So loves the Philadelphia Eagles, and Doug has sleazy takes. Huh? You never know.
No,
you know
you
what?
don't.
You never know. We welcome everybody, though. This is the
Well,
statute
that
of
happened when we
liberty.
opened the phone lines. Larry called in.
That's right. 314-974-0101. Callier and Thompson phone lines. Text in. Air Comfort Service text inbox. 314-399-9646. And then, of course, you are welcome to email in for our Design Air Heating and Cooling email today. Martin, you know about that Seth Cold Camp, don't you?
I do love Design Air. Work with those folks. They get into your home. They can get things fixed. And if it's time to replace that HVAC unit, they walk you through the process. Here's all the different options. Okay, here's what this one does. There's so many advancements in technology, and Seth Goldcamp's entire team, great at explaining it to you, and then the installation process real simple, and then they'll follow that up to make sure you're happy with the product. That's what it's all about, customer service. That's why Seth's family has been doing this for more than a century at this point, making sure you're comfortable year-round. Summer will be hitting here soon. Make sure the air conditioning unit is working properly. Always a good idea to get a little tune-up. Even better, just sign up for a maintenance plan. That way you are covered year-round. That's the best thing to do before things just go kaput in the middle of the night when it's 100 degrees out. Make sure you are taking care of year-round. Get signed up for that maintenance plan at designairservice.com. That way you are aligned with the best in the business and the longest running sponsor of TMA. Fourth generation owned, family owned and operated business. He said owned twice. It's designerservice.com.
There it is. It is the morning after, presented to you by Brown and Crouppen on 101 ESPN and the TMA STL YouTube channel. Tim McKernan, Doug Vaughn, Martin Kilcoyne with you on the program. Jackson Burkett is on the ones and twos. It's a program that welcomes you to email in for that design, air, heating, and cooling email today. Coming up in the Mark Hanna Evergreen Wealth Strategies 9 o'clock hour at 9:45. That's on the Polos Plus dossier. In addition to the following, we've got ourselves the Cardinals getting praise both nationally and the Tarps off from a former player who at one time wanted to light our picnic table on fire with jet fuel when we were down there doing the program at spring training. Why, look, the worm has turned. We'll have that for you coming up. It's TMA 101 ESPN. I had Roof Restore out to our home a few weeks ago, and man, am I glad that I did. Number one, by going up there and taking a look, the fine people at Roof Restore found a small hole in our roof, and that happens, of course, after a few years on a house, and then that can lead to leaking in the roof, water damage, and now you've got yourself a real problem. Or you can treat your roof like you treat your car and get it maintained. Get it serviced. That's what Roof Restore does. Online at notanewroof.com or by calling 314-279-ROOF. Roof Restore, a locally owned business with decades of experience in the roofing business. And Roof Restore treats and maintains existing asphalt shingled roofs, adding up to 15 years to the life of your existing roof at a tiny fraction of the cost of replacement. It's Roof Restore, 314-279-ROOF or online at notanewroof.com. Doug, Casey Musgraves on Jackson's Mount Rushmore of female country artists in May of 2026. Who else was on there again?
It was Casey Musgraves, Lainey Wilson, Ella Langley, and then I put Beyonce on there.
Yeah,
it's the Mount Rushmore, Doug, from Jackson Burkett.
a country singer.
Was this song
But, country album.
used? It's a video interlude on Yellowstone. Feels like it was. Like you just show him kind of like lassoing up some cattle. And maybe John Dutton kind of nodding his head,
Dutton
looking
Ranch.
out
I
of
love the nuance of Yellowstone. Why?
I had a friend this weekend talk about Tin Cup. They were like recommending Tin Cup to somebody, and they're like, "Oh, you'd love it. It's starring John Dutton." I was like, "Don't ever say Kevin Costner as his one character is John Dutton."
It's starring John Dutton.
Get the hell out of here.
So you toss this guy out of the place.
I was like all on board because he was recommending Tin Cup, one of my favorites, and then he goes, "It's starring John Dutton." I go, "Don't disrespect Kevin Costner."
Thank you for admitting her best song in the last decade is a Zach Bryan song. That's from Mrs. Janny Shanahan.
Well, I wouldn't say that necessarily.
What is her best song in the last decade? She's on your Mount Rushmore along with Queen Bee, Ella Langley, Doug. And today she celebrates her 34th birthday, Lainey Wilson, who could be a surprise guest.
I really like the new album. I thought the album was really good.
What's your favorite jam, bruh?
Loneliest Girl.
Loneliest Girl, Doug.
I enjoyed that one. A lot of the new stuff is explicit, and I knew that song was safe. I knew
Explicit?
that. I knew that Zach.
How do you explain that to your kids?
Yeah, it's
Explicit in what kind of way?
foul language.
Oh, in a country album?
Sure.
Tim, did Zach Bryan cover that song even though she wouldn't have been there that night at the
Great
Dome?
question. What they do is on his tour in 2024 and 2025, Doug, right?
I don't know the years, Tim.
They would have a local musician join him on stage, and for this tour, am I the only one who went to that show at the Dome?
Cameron, did you go?
Some people are still getting out of the parking lot. I think.
Boy, I'm telling you.
He did multiple shows at the Dome, right?
No.
Okay.
But he's doing like a once-a-week stadium tour right now, and he has one of his background singers, Doug, her name is Grumpy.
Oh, gosh.
And she comes out and plays the Casey Musgraves role.
That's correct.
Okay,
And her
that makes
name is
sense.
Grumpy.
Grumpy.
One of the Seven Dwarfs.
No, just a lady by the name of Grumpy.
A couple of years ago, didn't he do a show? It wasn't at the Dome then.
He
Enterprise?
did back-to-back nights at Enterprise.
Got it. Okay. That's where you thought maybe Adam Wainwright would come out and do.
Yeah, because he was having local athletes or musicians join him on stage, and nobody from the Cardinals or Blues came out in the first night. But Doug, was it Sexy Red who came out for the second show?
I don't
Sexy
know.
Red?
I wasn't there.
Get it sexy.
How about this? Loneliest Girls about Jackson. That's from Eric in the Central West End.
Wow. Probably took you upwards of 5 seconds to come up with that zinger.
Doug, these Cardinals are coming, tra-la, tra-la. You just heard Larry Nickel earlier here in the Fisher Window and Door Store, 8 o'clock hour, report that. And Lance Lynn, who at one time wanted to burn our picnic table with jet fuel. I don't know if we were going to be there or not when he did it, but to prevent us from continuing to broadcast from spring training, was on... is this on Cardinal territory with Jimmy the Cat Hayes,
and Kyle
Matt
Gibson.
Holliday, Kyle Gibson?
What happened to Holiday?
Holiday wasn't
Back to
on
back.
this one. He wasn't on this.
Where is he?
He's in the
back to
news
back?
selling that house. The news is always covering.
So he's having a lot of
There's a
open
lot
houses.
of coverage of him selling his home.
Yeah. Well, because his house is so cool. That Oklahoma house has
Got it.
got like all that cool stuff around it.
Baseball field in the backyard.
Right, right. Oh, you want to hear this audio?
Well, sure, yeah.
I got you, Doug.
I would say this is more of a rallying for the fans. I think you're going to start maybe seeing a different type of atmosphere at Busch because of how it kind of egged on as the weekend went, and could be fun and could bring a different element to Busch Stadium. I mean, we've all played in different ballparks that have different little skits in the stands. Oakland comes to mind when they're out there banging on the drums and doing their stuff like that. So, maybe Tarps off is the new rallying cry for the Cardinals fans when they're trying to get a rally going or something like that. So it brings a different element to the ballpark. It's about to be summer break. Kids are going to get out of school this week. Maybe that's just something for the, catching some free sun, free vitamin D with your tarps off at the stadium this summer.
Sounds like Lance Lynn's on board.
Sure is. Free vitamin D.
I like that.
All right. Yeah, I think will become a thing. I think it already has become a thing.
Is in the Mount Rushmore of St. Louis-based stadium traditions. I include Mizzou and Illinois in that.
What else? I guess we got the power play dance.
I don't know if that.
Well, what other traditions do we have for the fans?
You singing whatever that Country Road song is at the Blues
Country
game.
John Denver, Country Roads. Yeah.
You guys are picking really popular ones at the outset.
Banging the drum at the Mizzou game.
What about Mr. Brightside?
Mr. Brightside.
I'm surprised you didn't go with that as your George Washington.
Well, I'm just spitballing, and you guys can compile.
I mean, back in the day, the Chief of Lennowick dance.
Yeah, 100%. And it's the slew.
From the Lou and I'm Proud.
I'm trying to think of slews. I mean, the band.
But those are the only things that are really unique. I don't know that they do the power play dance anywhere else in hockey. Maybe they do. I haven't
Cameron
seen
sponsors that.
Right, it's a sponsored thing. But they do it sponsorship or now, they assume.
Oh, I think so. Now they would, yeah. Though we're one of the last to do the wave, aren't we?
Do the wave, do the wave.
I don't know that I see that at very many stadiums.
Our Tarps off guy yesterday said that's how they got it going on Friday. They started with the wave.
Yeah, they were wave starting in left field, Jackson.
And we kind of
initially you would have condemned them, wouldn't you?
Right, so we decided to all collectively look past that.
Yeah, I'd much prefer Tarps off over doing the wave.
Dan Jansen has thoughts on this tradition. He is on the Callier and Thompson phone lines. Doug, probably not at Glen Echo number 8 today with the damp conditions in the area from yesterday's storms and unfortunately more precipitation in the forecast, but that won't stop Dan. He joins us now here on 101 ESPN. Dan, you're on with Doug Vaughn.
Good morning.
Hello, Dan.
This is a question for Martin.
Okay.
Martin, you and I have met. I'm kind of built like you. I did Tarps off on Saturday and Sunday.
Oh, you did?
Was that inappropriate?
I was thinking that I feel like I'm taller than you. You're saying that maybe we're not in the best of shape, I think is what you're alluding to.
Yeah. You know, we're not flat bellies like the 18-year-olds from...
Yeah. Who were you with? Who were you with at the time?
I was with my son.
Now, did he do it?
Yes, I did convince him to go out there.
It was your convincing. Okay. This is a
Nation all
great
day.
father-son moment.
It was an experience, and it was super cool.
Okay, you know what? I'm going to allow it, and you got to be you. You got to be comfortable with you. Some people on this show have called you creepy. That might have been me, but I think this is different. I think this is a father-son moment, and Frank would like to do a 5-minute piece.
No.
That was a hard no.
This is so weird.
So how did it evolve, Dan?
So I invited Jackson on Saturday, and he politely turned me down.
Boy, what a mistake that
as usual. And so we looked at it, and I said, hey, you want to go out? And we went back on Sunday, and I'm like, we're doing this. And so I took my posse out there, and we did it. It was super cool.
My stepdad and I used to paint each other's chest.
Oh,
so were you up? Were you in that section, Dan? Did you go and join the young fellas?
Front row.
Front row?
You were front row?
That's the only way I roll.
Wow. How about this, Doug?
How long did you keep your shirt off?
An inning or two.
Okay.
I've got a landing strip.
Oh, and then you put it back on.
Maybe.
Oh, gosh.
So it was fun. I encourage people to do it.
Were there any fellas your age taking part?
No.
Just you.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
And if Jackson had been there, would he have been encouraged? How would you have presented that to him?
Yeah,
hey,
Jackson, you have to feel like you missed a 2-foot putt now.
Right. Yeah. Well, certainly take care of this farmer stand.
Yeah.
It's a fantastic
dynamic.
By the way, Big Blonde Dan said, I love the fact Dan calls Martin and himself fat, and Martin says, I think I'm taller than you. I wasn't disputing the out of shape, but I feel like I'm a little taller than Dan.
So, gentlemen, I'm coming to you from Chicago this morning.
What are you doing up there?
Chicago. This crazy thing called work.
Oh, okay.
And I've got a badge on, trade show badge, and I put St. Louis on it. In Jackson, people are coming up to me asking me if I know you. Say, when
How about
are we
that?
getting him on?
How about that?
No way.
When are we getting this radio star up here to the big time?
Wow. You going to go to Chi-Town? You could cover the association up there, Papers. We'd hate to see you go, but we'd be supportive.
Yeah. It's a nice sentiment, but I'm here. I'm loyal to the soil.
No, you need to leave, and then people will say how great you were.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, like an artist after they perish. No, I appreciate it, Dan. It's nice, but I'm here.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm just telling you what people are saying.
No, I get it.
A lot of people in Chicago are saying, "Where's Jackson?"
Yeah.
They now they ask me, "Do you know Jackson Burkett?" I said, "Kind of." They said he goes by Papers.
Yeah.
And I said, "Yeah, I met him. Yeah."
You know, a lot of serial killers would go from town to town, Dan. They would just show up and then they'd say, well, I had a trade show. Now, you wouldn't do that, but I'm saying I think that's been the model for some others.
Seriously, Martin.
Dan, thank you so much for the call, Doug. That's Dan Jansen. He is up in Chicago, and he did not like Martin. Just making an observation.
I didn't say he was doing
No,
anything
you're saying,
creepy.
for example.
For example.
I'm with you.
That's why you wear the name tag, so you identify who you are. You weren't trying to sneak into town, unbeknownst to those who go missing.
A lot of folks in the text inbox.
Woo! That move that Dan, you moved the needle, buddy.
They believe that he might have a little thing for you, Jackson.
I get it. I mean, I get the appeal. Young.
Virile.
As the day is long.
Yeah, virile as the day is long.
With a new coif.
Yeah, fresh coif.
What if you had actually said, sure, you know what? It's a guy who likes the show. He takes his son. It's not weird. We're just going to go to the ball game and hang out, have a beer or two, enjoy the Cardinals. And then he says, Jackson, we're going upstairs. We're going to take our shirts off.
So much of that I'm just not into personally.
But you're not kink shaming, I noticed.
No, it's not
Is it
necessarily
personal?
even about the shirt off thing. It's just about how I spend my leisure time.
Somebody pointed out, did he invite Jackson? And when you said no, then he invited his son.
It's a fair follow-up from the audience.
Tough for his son. Be second-round draft pick behind me.
Not a lot of approval from the Air Comfort Service text inbox on the call.
Surprising.
314-399-9646 is where you can express your support or lack thereof. And then you can also talk it over in the Michelob Ultra YouTube chat. And Chairman Kurt is distancing himself from the phones. What's going on here, Chairman? I looked in and I see I'm not the gatekeeper, bro. I just answer the phone.
Yeah.
Are they going after you?
Just Murphy VR.
Doug Murphy VR.
Who's that? He said it's not funny anymore. Cut this crap, Kurt. And
that was your fault.
They think you're Dan Jansen, or they're not happy that you take his phone call?
The latter.
The latter.
The filtering process, call-wise, it's a small barrier to entry.
Anyone who calls gets in with but a few
Well, they certainly can get on hold, making it across the threshold of getting on air.
I can't imagine what you have to say before we say, no, that's not quite good enough.
One time some guy called in, this was back in the HD2 days, it was like a full-on Elmo impression. Like he was just doing Elmo, and I let him just talk to me for about 2 minutes, just doing Elmo. And I was like, I wonder how long this guy can keep it up before cracking. And it took him like 2 minutes before he cracked.
I still haven't recovered from Friday when I hung up on the Colonel because I thought it was Daddy Padre situation.
That's why we need something like that, because we often call the guest. They don't call us.
In fact, I was scrambling to find out Gabe's wife's name because I was going to give the caller like a
little test.
Yeah, but I couldn't find it anywhere.
Right.
The Colonel.
Didn't Costas do an Elmo kind of voice?
Yes, he did. Threw us off like the Dickens.
That was good.
It was good.
Really committed to the bit.
Email in for the Design Air Heating and Cooling email today. It's coming up in about an hour and 4 minutes here on the program. The morning after at InsideSTL.com. That is the Design Air Heating and Cooling email of the day. And, of course, you're welcome to text in, call in, or open up the YouTube app and talk it over with other TMA listeners. 100 West West Dental was there for the TMA listeners at the Dotem on Friday at the 9th hole, the closest to the pin with the 100 West Dental staff. A glorious, glorious afternoon at the Dotem. And 100 West Dental now has another way that they can work with TMA listeners. Of course, they are the home for your dentistry, both cosmetically and, of course, your standard dental services. But Dr. Brandon Pryor can also help you get your sleep back. He treats sleep apnea with custom oral appliances, which is an alternative to a CPAP, so no mask, no machine, for the right candidates. If you think you might have a sleep issue or you've already been diagnosed, they'll do a complimentary consultation to see if it's a fit. At least go get checked, because bad sleep catches up with you. You're not performing at 100%. If you're not sleeping right at work, in the gym, anywhere, it catches up with you. Visit 100westdental.com and go see Dr. Pryor. The offices are on Manchester, in Baldwin, right across from Munganess St. Louis Acura. Book your complimentary sleep apnea treatment consult online at 100westdental.com. The program's called The Morning After. It's presented to you by Brown and Crouppen from the Stifel Studios on 101 ESPN and the TMA STL YouTube channel.
I've been talking about 1879 Distilling for a while, and that's because it's no longer a secret. We're getting the word out about the barn in back at Village Bar. That's where they make the award-winning spirits. They've been picking up these awards for Red Barn Vodka, 1879 Rye, 1879 Bourbon. The choice there makes a difference when you're having a cocktail this summer. Who was our guy? Was it Brett Stovertech cocktail? Make sure you ask for it by name, 1879, when you're going out to a restaurant. But especially when you're dining at Village Bar, having lunch, meeting friends, hanging with the family, watching the game, sample the products there. There's also a tasting room right next door. That's the blue building, the general store of the Village Bar. Serves 1879, so where you can grab a bottle. Also some merchandise available there. Really a cool spot. More summer hours coming your way, so you can check it out. It's right now open noon to 5 on Saturdays, where you can taste all the different products. Find out the whole story at 1879distilling.com. All part of it right there. Village Bar, great spot. You know that. And then right next door, the general store, home to 1879 Distilling.
This is Jackson with the Sports Center update brought to you by Saliga Heating and Cooling. Game 1 of the Western Conference Finals was a doozy. The Spurs win in double overtime, 122-115, behind a 41-point, 24-rebound, and 3-block effort by Victor Wembanyama. That was another Sports Center update brought to you by Saliga Heating and Cooling, a Daikin heating and air conditioning dealer.
Doug, is this Firestarter from Prodigy?
I don't know what it would be.
Martin, as you know, the Doggies are taking on the Dynamo tonight. And a lot of people said Doug should have had that as our lifetime roofing lead. But Matt Poling of the Doggies, my roommate at the University of Missouri, while I may or may not have been running a sports book, we'll check on the statute of limitations for that, would celebrate Friday afternoons by blasting Prodigy's Firestarter. And we live directly, is that to the north of Flat Branch in those apartment buildings? And there was an office building or an office right below us, and they wanted us out after our lease was up because of not the sports book, that was clandestine, but because of the Prodigy Firestarter.
Well, you played it too loudly.
Would that be Broadway and 4th?
Is that Broadway and 4th?
Uh-oh. This is where we get really confused.
Does the address really matter?
No.
It's just to the north of Flat Branch.
Okay. Right, it makes you think it'd be towards Broadway.
There's a pony.
It's 5th. Never mind. 5th and Broadway.
Oh, that's a
So if people want to go by where I lived and ran a sports book, that's where it is.
Is there a little statue?
And if the statute of limitations is not up, I did not do it.
Did they ever put up that plaque in front of your boyhood home?
Somebody dropped off a cardboard sign.
Did they?
Yeah. So people come by. My dad charges $10.
Joe Roderick went and
defecated.
Relieved himself. Strolled right in the front door, went right to the bathroom, relieved himself, and then walked right out.
Sabres Canadians Game 7 goes to overtime last night, and the Sports Center updates about the NBA. That's from the 314.
Astute observation.
What's so funny, Jackson? Be a professional. That's from Dirty Dan, the garbage man. Jackson thinks Dirty Dan's performative. I'm not as sure. Either way, he's not happy with you.
Either way, blue feet. Martin likes to makes to make a little wisecrack right before I go on there with a Sports Center update, and it makes me sit on a feather.
Makes me sit on a feather, Doug. You like that term?
I'm not sure I've heard it.
Fix the phones for after the morning after. It's from Ray King.
They are in the process of being fixed.
How long does that take? Do I need my set of socket wrenches again?
It might take a little bit. I mean, it's not a socket wrench issue.
Oh.
It is a hardware issue, but nothing that could be remedied with the socket wrench. But I appreciate your help in this matter.
Okay.
Why is Doug the one deciding the lifetime roofing lead? He eats dinner at 4 and goes to bed at 8. That's from Sharon's Ladue pool boy.
It's not too far off.
Because Doug is he's the elder statesman.
If you back those two things up by about an hour and a half, you'd be pretty close.
Is that right? I'm watching your Friends and Neighbors season 2. Martin, have you and Kim gotten into your Friends and Neighbors season 2?
We are up to date.
All right.
Have you been watching?
Just started watching. I have my sleeping pill cocktail, and then I'm through one sode. Love the show. John Hamm, surprise guest who wants to break down the Blues off-season with us.
He kind of needs to come back on.
Like Amanda Pete.
Should I tell him he needs to come back on, Doug?
For his career.
You know what it'll be? The pitch will be, boy, the fellas are really enjoying the new series, which is true, new season. I'll let Tim get a little more caught up, and then I'll make the play.
Yeah, I'm going to follow up. Doug, you'd enjoy that program.
What's it about?
Friends and Neighbors.
Mount Rushmore of John Hamm projects. Go.
What is this one about, though? Friends and Neighbors.
Is that off the table?
You can take Mad Men. Okay.
It's about wealthy people in an exclusive area of, Martin, would you say the tri-state area?
They're probably in Connecticut, just outside of New York. Real wealthy.
John Hamm was married to Amanda Pete. He got cucked by a former NBA player, but yet is really good friends with the guy still. That's rare in the cuck
and
community.
the wife.
Doesn't happen a lot.
So you get cucked, but then you become closer with a guy.
We'll put their picture up front and center at Cuckolds.
Is that further? Does that further the cuckold when you have a
Makes it like an all-star cuckold, I think.
Yeah.
Well, because he played in the association?
Yeah, and you're still friends.
Yeah. And then he gets let go from his job by Arnie from L.A. Law. Remember Arnie from L.A. Law?
I don't know that I do. Which one was he?
Is it Corbin Burnson?
That's correct.
That's who that is?
Okay. That's right.
Oh, wow. I didn't realize that.
Yep.
He's changed.
Okay. And so now he's struggling to get back into the lifestyle?
Well, he has to find ways to make money. Don't want to give it all away.
We're not in the business of spoiler alerts on this show.
But I think the absurdity of the rich is sort of on display, and I would like to ask him if there's any parallel there from the makers of the show, kind of mocking Hollywood too, because it does seem like somebody knows that world really well. Yeah. They're just mocking how snooty they can be.
And where is this? Is this Netflix?
It's on Apple
TV.
Apple TV.
I didn't know this. River to Perry Yacht Captain says, fun fact, Your Friends and Neighbors is based on Shrewsbury. Do you know that?
Is it Shrewsbury Afton? You said the triplex. Shrewsbury Afton Webster, maybe?
I know Webster likes to claim Shrewsbury and Afton.
Yeah.
Is Shrewsbury technically the city?
No.
Okay.
It's Shrewsbury.
It's right there on the border.
When Charlie was new, we would send him to cover high school. Like, dude, when does Shrewsbury play? It's nearby. I'm like, they don't have a high school?
What high school would they go to? Probably Webster.
Yeah, probably.
Hey, guys, John Hamm was just on the Courtney Show last week. She scooped you. That's from John Gruden's burner.
Oh, man. See, now I got to give it some space because I was just on, down the aisle.
Okay, so that's out.
I think Papers, you would enjoy it.
I know, I got to get into it.
Yeah, you would.
Kind of a former NBA, and even that character.
I have a lot of friends who speak highly of it. So
Sweet guy like it?
No, the same guy who was recommending Tin Cup and calling Kevin Costner John Dutton. God.
That one hits you hard.
Picture Costner on the set of Yellowstone. Let's do a rewrite, everybody.
Yeah.
Like, okay, Kevin, what do you got? This is my land, and I'm not leaving. Thunder.
Long shots of cattle off in the distance. That was most of the last season.
Last season, unfortunate.
Yeah.
Cardinals are ranked 8th in the athletics power rankings. Doug, I know you love power rankings. And then they look ahead for each team with the trade deadline and say the following. The Cardinals have been the biggest surprise team in baseball. They are building a strong core of young players led by rookie second baseman J.J. Weatherholt, right fielder Jordan Walker, first baseman Alec Burleson, DH Ivan Herrera, and shortstop Mason Wynn. Walker has been the MVP of the team, swatting 13 home runs thus far in a breakout season, while Weatherholt has a legitimate chance to win Rookie of the Year. The starting pitching has been the biggest surprise as they have kept them in most games, led by right-hander Michael McGreevy, and Riley O'Brien has handled his closer's role well. The team is playing with positive energy and enthusiasm, which is a direct reflection of their manager, Ali Marmol, who is doing an excellent job developing this young team. So, what is their trade deadline position? Wait and see. I still don't think they have the starting pitching to contend the entire season, but the team is definitely taking a big step forward. They could go either way at the trade deadline based on the standings. That is from The Athletic this morning, looking at all 30 teams and the trade deadline now that baseball has passed the quarter point of the season. That's Jim Bowden.
I think they could also use a bat, preferably a right-handed hitting bat, either at third base or in the outfield. Might I suggest they acquire Nolan Arenado? They're paying most of his salary anyway. He's hitting .272 with 7 homers, 25 RBI.
This might activate the text inbox more than Jackson with Beyonce on his Mount Rushmore of country artists in May of 2026.
Bring him back for the stretch run.
I'm not sure they are interested.
No, probably not. Probably not.
A lot at all.
I do think they need a right-handed bat.
Blaze Jordan.
In either left field or third base.
Blaze Jordan, Josh Baez. Bada bing, bada boom.
Why do you hate Nelson Velasquez?
Nelson Velasquez.
All right.
Wish some of these guys could catch. But...
Well, Crooks, he catches.
Yeah. Can we move Poe to the third?
I don't think so.
Why not? Give him a chance.
I was looking closer at his stats last night.
Slow pitch softball.
He went 13 days without playing. And I'm being serious. The there's not a pinch hit opportunity. I need more Pozo.
Absolutely. We all need more.
He went
Pozo.
from April 26th to May 9th. Went from a Sunday to a Saturday, almost 2 weeks later before he got a pinch hit.
And what does he do?
Free Pozo.
Yeah.
I think part of the reason for that is that he can't play anywhere else. Maybe he could play first base, but you're not going to move Burleson.
Give him a start here or there and a pinch hit here or there. That's all. 2 weeks, it's hard to believe. 4 for 8 in that Sacramento series.
Yeah.
Big pinch hit on Friday. Hasn't been seen since Friday.
I wonder if because when he pinch hits, it's usually in late game scenarios, and he's almost certainly got to get pinch run for, yeah.
And then that person's got to play a position.
Right.
Makes sense. The old cranky guy wants to get back an old cranky guy. That's from Drinking with Kevin in Wright City, not happy with Doug advocating for Nolan Arenado.
I am surprised by his power. I mean,
7 home runs, grand slam last night for the Diamondbacks.
That surprises me because if he was hitting for a decent average, getting some base hits, I could see that. But power is one thing I would have guessed would still be a struggle. I have no problem. If he does well, it's kind of like when Tyler O'Neill got traded away or Dylan Carlson. Nobody was going to have a problem if they bounced back because you had seen enough here that if they went somewhere else and had success, you were fine with it. So if Arenado has a great season, good for him.
Yeah, I was only kidding about.
No, I know you don't want to bring him back.
Drinking with Kevin in Wright City didn't like it.
No, well, he can deal with it.
So, let's see his pace. So if he's at 7 now, we pushing 30 almost. His projected would be.
Does he compete with Walker to break Bonds' record?
25 homers, 88 RBIs is what he is on pace for at this moment.
But it would be nice to find a bat like that to hit 5th, 6th, driving some runs, hit for some power. That's kind of what the lineup is missing.
These moves often happen, I feel like, after there's kind of noise and everybody just starts talking about it. And I think the bench, the lack of outfield production is becoming more and more of a conversation that at some point here, Heimblum and company, I think, have to look at it.
Ali Marmol, by the way, is going to be in studio at 11 o'clock on BK and Ferrario. How about that?
Yeah, he's buzzing by just to say hi to After the morning after before he swings to
Oh, wow.
Say hi to Ken.
I wonder if he's ever been on HD2. Like, that's kind of a big deal for people.
I would like to know, and I don't expect he'd ever really be honest, if Arenado was really a problem in the clubhouse. If that was really a major problem.
I think
Or if he just hit a wall and was hurt and just had 2 or 3 years of a drastic down spell there.
I honestly think if somebody's just unhappy, it can resonate. It doesn't mean you're throwing a bat or cussing out a clubhouse guy, but if you just are really unhappy with your situation, whether it's the team or whether it's your own statistics, I think there was some of that going on. And it clearly didn't want to be here and agreed to be traded before the whole season began. So I don't think you can blame everything on him, but I think it had gotten to a point where both sides were ready to part ways, and then you go through a whole nother season without it happening.
Yeah. It could have been that a lot of those veteran players making the big money were all kind of different personalities. Sonny Gray was a little different than most, and Contreras is highly intense. It could have been that the mixture just didn't work.
And I heard, Contreras is a great competitor, great guy. Love talking to him, fiery. But I think he was so fiery, they said some people were kind of like almost scared of him because he would have outbursts. He would get so mad. He might, just have an emotional outburst that because of that, not that he was a bad guy, people were almost timid in the room or kind of on eggshells around him. So you remove those two elements, I think it does change the dynamic in that room.
Lynn Worthy in the Post-Dispatch actually writes specifically about this morning in his column in the St. Louis Post-Dispatch. He says a big part of the atmosphere has been that this year the young Cardinals finally took over the club. That sentiment had been in the air for several years. 2 years ago, Nolan Arenado voiced the idea somewhat contentiously that it felt like the young players had overrun the clubhouse. Prior to last season, Sonny Gray said of the young players, it's their team. By spring training this season, it became more than sentiment. In the past 2 years, the club has seen Goldschmidt, Lynn, Carpenter, Gibson, Crawford, Wilson Contreras, Donovan, Gray, and Arenado leave. That included the departures of Arenado, Contreras, Gray, and Donovan this winter, which made this fully and completely the next generation's team. On the current roster, Weatherholt, 23, Walker, 24, Gorman, 26, Church, 25, Herrera, 26, Sajasi, 24, McGreevy, 25, Libertor, 26, Graceffo, 26, and Wynn, 24, are all between the ages of 23 and 26. Pies, Fermin, and Burleson are 27, and none of them have reached free agency. Said Mason Wynn, "This is the least selfish team I've ever been a part of. I went 0 for 3 today," he said after the win Saturday. "I'm pumped we got the win. Jaywalk, he could go 4 for 4 or 0 for 4, and you would have no idea. When we get a win with this team, it feels like we all win. Rather than the past few years, it was kind of like, we got this win. I played good. That's good." That's Mason Wynn giving us his perspective.
Yeah, and I'm sure that's a huge thing over a long season when you live with these guys for 7 months, counting spring training.
And I think that's part of the hesitation. If you're Chaim Bloom or Ali Marmol, when do you send down a JC or make a move and give a guy like Velasquez a chance? Or you look at what Pies is doing and saying, is it enough defensively or calling a game to justify how many games he plays? If you were thinking about any kind of move, you look at the standings and say, I don't know, it's kind of working. I think they struggle with that. When do you do it? I mean, the Phillies fired their manager, was obvious they needed to do something. Boom, Madeline comes in. They're now 16-4, so you have to kind of read the room. When is it time? And I think that's one of their concerns right now.
Wynn went on to say, "This team is different. It feels like a real brotherhood. I'm just glad that we're going to get to play together for a long time. Obviously, we're a younger team, so there's a little bit more energy. I miss my veteran guys I've gotten to play with the last few years, but it just feels like this whole team is ready to go every single day. In the past couple of years, even with the expectations, we were just showing up and playing ball. We're expecting to win every single day now. We're playing hard to win every day. It's just been a great time every single day. 1 through 26 on the roster, every single guy is just pulling their own weight and doing a great job." Dustin May said, with regard to his time in St. Louis, said, "It was definitely a major vibe change for me, knowing that I was going to be coming to a club that is trying to establish themselves. I was kind of stepping into the same kind of role, trying to reestablish myself with everybody else trying to establish themselves. And then May became the new kid when he signed, and he's embraced the dynamic he's found among this group of players. Quote, I can see why we're doing the things that we're doing, because it's a very tight-knit group, and everybody wants to pull for the next person." So that's Dustin May and Mason Wynn on why this team is different. May coming from a Hall of Fame laden team before getting traded to the Red Sox last year at the deadline. And of course, Wynn has been part of this for the last few years, giving his perspective.
Even May's only 28. It kind of feels like he's the old crusty veteran of the group, but 28, right smack in his prime.
And I'm anxious. Well, I would love to know what May thought he was getting into. It's probably, all right, it's going to be a bad team, but I got to get my career back on track. And then all of a sudden, team's winning, having fun. Now, can they sustain it, Doug? That's the question.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think they could, but they might need another boost or two. They might need another arm in the bullpen. And I think they're pretty much desperate for an outfield bat.
Guys, absolutely wonderful interview with Ali Marmol on ESPN this morning. Let's see how long it takes you guys to start biting off it. Guess you guys don't have the pull you think you do. If so, Ali would have joined you first. Have a great day, Crackers.
Leave us alone.
Crackers.
What is? So he was on ESPN this morning? I didn't hear it. I wasn't aware of it. We have, Doug, I don't know if you saw it, but there was a WWE character in studio with Stephen A. Smith and Michael Wilbon.
Sakes.
And
what's happened to them?
But I did not see. It's been on over Martin's shoulder the entire day. I'm surprised. I got to be honest with you. I'm surprised that ESPN's talking baseball. Mm-hmm. ESPN, I watch SportsCenter every morning. They just do not talk baseball. And by the way, I would imagine it's correlated to the fact that they don't carry baseball, but at the same time, if they felt like they were going to get numbers for talking baseball, they would talk baseball. But either way, unless this was ESPN2, I have seen nothing but WWE characters and Stephen A. Smith, which in some capacity is also a WWE character, and Michael Wilbon talking Spurs and Thunder nonstop. I haven't seen much reference to the Sabres and Canadians either. Doug, it's Spurs, and it's Wemby, and it's from the logo. I have not seen Ali Marmol on there, but tip of the cap. And I know that he is going to be coming up on BK and Ferrario in studio.
Maybe it was ESPN Network Radio instead of TV.
Maybe it was. Michelle Smallman.
That's what it says. He was on with Michelle and company. That's according to C. Sterner 48.
Thank you, C. Sterner. Nice job, Doug. C. Sterner 48.
All right.
Or do you think that's C.S. Turner 48?
I don't know who it would be.
It's kind of fun to guess, though, isn't it?
It isn't that much fun.
And I would guess it's because of the tarps off. Otherwise, Cardinal manager hopping on the national show middle of May, probably not likely, but I guarantee it was related to.
It's kind of amazing sometimes what comes up that becomes a national obsession, national talking point. A bunch of college kids taking their shirts off and swinging them, and now the whole country's talking about it.
Of all the weird twists and turns, I mean, the Cardinals actually being decent, surprising everyone, and then becoming the story around baseball for being this kind of fun and rowdy atmosphere. I would not have guessed that either. So Ali Marmol in studio at 11 o'clock.
That's right. In studio at 11 o'clock here on BK and Ferrario. That will be a great interview, so make sure you are listening for that with the Cardinal manager coming in studio. You are welcome to email in to the program the morning after at InsideSTL.com for our design, air, heating, and cooling email today, the morning after at InsideSTL.com. You miss anything, go back and podcast like the Dickens via the Schaefer Door Company podcast, SCHAEFER door.com. That's Schaefer Door. Jason Gosrow's company, and you have any garage door issues at your home, you have any door issues at your business, go to SchaeferDoor.com, and Jason Gosrow and his team will be out there taking care of it very quickly. Doug has worked with them firsthand. I've known Jason now for a while. He's running a great business. A lot of TMA listeners working with Schaefer Door, and they can speak firsthand to the positive experiences that they have had with Schaefer Door Company. 636-782-3608. They are a LiftMaster garage door company, and they work with LiftMaster in their garage door openers, which are strong, quiet, and versatile. SchaeferDoor.com, SCHAEFER door.com. The program's called The Morning After. It's presented by Brown and Crouppen on 101 ESPN. At Michael's Baths, they create elevated bathroom spaces that blend luxury, comfort, and smart design, all tailored to the way you live. From sleek tub to shower conversions to full high-end bathroom remodels, including paint and electrical, they handle every detail. And now they're offering a new premium wall option designed to bring a custom spa-like look to your home. They install premium products like Central, Tavarian, and Moan, chosen for both beauty and performance and backed by lifetime warranties. Every project's completed by their experienced professional installers, many of whom have been with them for years. With 30 years of experience, all 5-star reviews, and an A-plus rating with the Better Business Bureau and VA recommended, Michael's Baths delivers craftsmanship you can trust without gimmicks or high-pressure sales. This isn't a temporary fix or a quick cover-up. It's a complete transformation built to last and built to add value to your home at michaelsbaths.com, or call 636-775-0800 and ask about financing options, including 0% interest upon approval. Michael's Baths, family-owned, insured, and where everyday bathrooms become something exceptional. Doug, you requested this. Why?
Well, just kind of a mellow, wonderful little hit. I have no idea what it is.
Is it the Smiths or is it Morrissey?
It's the Smiths.
And Morrissey was on Craig Kilborn, and they showed a line of fans outside. He said they all missed work that day. They all called into work sad.
Heaven knows I'm miserable now. Think about that.
Thinking about getting into the Smiths, so I figured that would be a good time.
You really sit around
just because I'm confused by the play.
No, I'm thinking about adding them to my lineup.
You don't know a lot about him. You're kind of going back. Okay.
Yeah.
I think you'll enjoy him.
I don't know. I think he's got like 6'8" suited and just kind of trying to do something with it. I'm calling on the turn.
Do you guys look back on the Smiths fondly?
I'm all in.
No, I'm in. I want to learn more
River
about
Phoenix
down.
on Joaquin Phoenix on Letterman.
What about him? Like
That's what
doing
you're
that?
doing?
Like
Are you
the
doing it? Tim
performance
thinks you're
art
doing a
thing?
bit, and I'm
not doing a bit. I'm trying to. I'm
Dirty D and the Garbage Man.
He, I think, is doing a bit.
Why the Smiths now?
I don't know. I'm trying to add new music to the roster.
Okay.
And I figured
But it's like 40 years old.
Well, it's still, music can be timeless.
Morrissey's always a little blue, a little sad.
I have
enjoy, but
I have
the
room for
tunes
that.
are catchy.
Yeah.
Music is awful. That's from the Three.
Just in general? God.
Just music in general.
Wow. That's like a...
It's just, if you could fill your ears with the choice of music, any music, or just blues talk and Battlehawks talk, what are you choosing?
In this life, I think I'll take music.
In this life?
Why'd you say in this life?
It just felt like something to say.
Because it's the only one you're going to get.
Unless you believe in reincarnation.
Do you?
I'm kicking it around.
Just like the Smiths.
Kicking it around.
I'm also, I'm interested in simulation theory. I find all that stuff fascinating.
Doug, your thoughts on the simulation theory, which Jackson is introducing to this program, just like he's introducing the Smiths to his music catalog.
Well, it's very private. I think I'll keep that to myself.
And then you're going to have to branch off. They're going to have to get into some Morrissey off to the side.
Okay.
Let me know how it goes.
I'm open to it.
Check back.
All right, I will.
Your thoughts on Jackson and the Smiths, 314-399-9646. You can also talk about it in the Michelob Ultra YouTube chat. Sounds like Jackson knows a girl who likes the Smiths. That's from the Walrus King.
That could be. No,
Not
that
the
could
case.
be.
Not the case.
You'd be like going out with like a 55-year-old lady.
Not opposed.
Oh, did you hit Bricktops this weekend?
Yeah. Get that meatloaf. 2 orders of meatloaf, please.
2 orders?
Well, one for me, one for
I
her.
was gonna say
Jack and Jill meatloaf.
That's quite the
Jack and Jill
quite
meatloaf.
the move.
Who wants that text name on June 1st?
You have a date, and you're like, yeah, I'll have 2 meatloafs, please.
You
you
order
ordered
for
me.
them.
Oh, no. Those are for me.
Yeah, I'll take both.
What was that voice that you hear at Brick House?
It's Jackson. Hey, Jackson. Where did you call me?
Everyone talks like that?
No, just a familiar face. Oh. A friend.
No, they're not happy.
What's up, papers? You like the NBA? What's going on in the NBA? Where's Moses at?
That is one of your more niche impressions, but
It
it's
is.
damn good.
Need I remind you that Steve Ott's son would swing his shirt at Blues playoff games all the time, and we never talked about that? That's from the 636.
No, we
You
didn't really
needn't
talk about it.
You needn't remind us.
Every now and then you see a little kid take it off and swing his shirt around at games around the country. But this was a whole movement of, I don't know, it was hundreds at one point, I'm sure.
Neil deGrasse Tyson thinks it's more likely that we are living in simulation than we aren't. That's from the Unknown DJ.
Oh, for heaven's sake.
It's interesting. I don't know if any of it's true, but I find it at least interesting.
What is the theory?
That this is like one big simulation.
Like the Smiths.
The Smiths would be part of the simulation, yeah.
What, like a higher powers simulation?
Yeah.
And what would be the point of that?
I don't know. What's the point of anything?
Oh,
It's
existential.
It's incredibly
What's the point of
existential.
anything?
This is what happens when you start listening to the Smiths.
God, I was just going to play Sean McDonough's call of the game-winning goal, and the next thing I know, we're into simulation theory, and what's the point of it all? Yeah, this one. Doug, take a listen.
And mans the puck. Shot. Score! Montreal wins Game 7. Alex Newhook. The game-winning goal in both Game 7s of these playoffs for Montreal.
That's how you do a Game 7, unlike Pistons at home on Sunday night. Such a terrible game. A Game 7, Stanley Cup playoffs in overtime. Montreal twice in a row. That's unbelievable. Winning on the road, a Game 7. They're 6-2 on the road this postseason.
Would you rather lose Game 7 at home or just get swept?
Let me tell you this.
What would be more painful?
I think we experienced the closest thing that we experienced to the ultimate pain for everybody. This is something I can speak to for everybody listening to the program because it happened last year. Now I realize it was the first round, and I realize it was on the road. But that 1.6 in Winnipeg, absolutely brutal. And if you were to ask a Cardinal fan about the 2004 World Series and a Rangers fan, not a Cardinal fan, a Rangers fan about the 2011 World Series, I feel with great confidence that the Rangers fan would have a hell of a lot more intense emotions regarding 2011 than Cardinals fans do about 2004. So my position would be Sabres fans would probably have gone out in a sweep. I know that sounds perhaps counterintuitive because that means you didn't get a win, but losing at home in overtime in that fashion with a controversial call with about 10 minutes left, taking away a go-ahead goal, adding to the negative lore that is your city's franchise pain in both the Bills and Sabres, that's a brutal way to wake up. And I'm sure there are people who are probably in their 40s, 50s, 60s waking up going, it's just never going to happen. And you're despondent as opposed to getting swept 4-0. They have played, I think they kept talking about it on the broadcast, 7 Game 7s in Sabres history, and they've only won one of them?
Ouch.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you look back forever thinking, boy, if just that one shot that had hit the goalpost had been half an inch the other way, or if I'd blocked that shot, just, 100 different things you can think of that would have changed the outcome of a game and the series and maybe the whole season.
Doug, the new thought is that our brain is a receiver, that consciousness is separate and not created by the brain, but it's something received by the brain. That's from We Too Low.
Ooh. Received from where?
Ooh, I like that.
Why would you like that?
That was just really interesting.
It's received from where?
From the brain.
But where is it coming from, the consciousness?
I don't know. He's going to have to expound.
Well, yeah.
His next text says losing to the Yzerman goal in 1994 in Game 7.
I think it was 96.
Yeah,
right, 96.
That hurt.
But I'm just merely on receptors, so I'm not sure.
That's correct.
And if you're old, you look back at the 68 World Series and see Curt Flood slipping in center field.
But
Game
the Cardinal
7.
fans have had a lot of good moments to balance it out. Buffalo, other than winning some AFC championship games,
Doug,
playoff games.
If the Cardinals lost Game 7 against Texas, we wouldn't have the same feelings about David Freese, and we wouldn't see the image of that cute boy chewing on a towel before the triple. All gone. That's from Fred Dreyer's Mushroom Mark.
Who was the cute boy chewing on the towel?
Clip that off. Jerry Tarkanian?
He was there.
The old UNLV coach?
Yeah, coaching the Rangers.
Nolan Ryan in his top coat, chewing on his fingernails, stunned disbelief. Ron Washington looking around for...
Also in stunned disbelief.
Someone to blame.
Prior.
Someone to blame.
He didn't do the job. It wasn't anything I did wrong. He didn't do the job.
But it certainly would have taken a lot of the luster off the David Freese heroics.
Just like the Pools. Lidge home runs.
Game 7.
And the Cardinals 2004, it was so obvious they weren't going to win. Like, after the first 2 games, they're like, all right.
We're not coming back. I remember thinking that, sitting there doing a live shot with Doug, probably at first baseline at Fenway Park. I go, well, I'm going to take in Boston in the World Series right now because we aren't coming back. It's over. And that was because the starting pitching was gone. But yeah, if I'm a Sabres fan this morning, that's brutal. That is absolutely brutal. And I know Montreal is, just like all of Canada, waiting for a Stanley Cup to come back north of the border. And, of course, intense hockey fans. But Montreal and horrid heartbreak. I mean, Buffalo, I think, wins.
Probably felt a lot like how the whole country of Canada felt when they lost the Olympics in that overtime goal.
And Colton Parayko probably feeling, not that he has had any regrets at all, but if Buffalo had won the Stanley Cup, maybe you think for a second, I could have gone there and been part of a cup-winning team. Stay here for the pizza, Doug. Avoid the heartbreak.
Yeah.
Since 2000, teams who play 7 games play a team that sweeps a team in the previous rounds are 7-1. Doug, that's from a girl. Her name is Jenna, and then her last name is Tolles.
I don't know that that's a girl. So they're saying if you win Game 7, you almost always win the next series, too?
If you play a team that swept a team in the previous round. We had that happen right here in St. Louis. Do you remember? You got to go back a ways, but it fits the girls' text since 2000. I can think of one. Now, you might be able to provide another example, but I am thinking of one.
So they swept.
And then the team they're playing won in 7.
And that team goes on to win the series.
So that's correct. So what Jenna is saying, and she's number one, she's really, really savvy, but she's beautiful too.
Guy.
And she is saying in this case that L'Habitant will be going to the Stanley Cup final, shocking the world because the Hurricanes have not lost a Stanley Cup playoff game yet, 8-0.
06 World Series?
This is for hockey.
Right, no, I'm saying the examples in St. Louis.
That would be an example, but the text is about hockey.
Ice hockey.
And Carolina.
If you just don't think about it too much, though,
I thought you meant field hockey, Tim.
I was talking about all sport.
Roller hockey.
Oh, ice hockey.
I'll recuse.
But the Cardinals did beat the Mets in 7, and the Tigers swept. Do you remember who the Tigers swept?
Oakland Athletics.
That's correct. Is that Maglio Ordonez, Doug?
Walk-off.
Walked it off.
Lucido Blanco has hands up.
So they're saying that they will beat Carolina. Carolina will have gone, I think it's 12 days in between games. But our comp here.
What happened? Now, again, we're going back. I'm going all the way back to the aughts. Involving your St. Louis Blues.
Looking for when the Blues won in 7.
Or the opposite.
Or
they swept
the other
Chicago
team
in 02. Did they get clipped in the next round? That was Brent Johnson. I don't know.
2001, they swept the Stars, and then the Avs went 7 with the Kings. If my memory serves, because I knew I was going on the road and I was kind of hoping to go to L.A., get that ass. But instead, the Kings lost, the Avs won, and then they won the series, even though they went and played 7 in the conference semifinal, and the Blues had swept the Stars. Was that Corey Stillman with an overtime goal, Doug? Corey Stillman?
I don't remember.
Then he left here and won a cup in Tampa.
Think about that.
Okay.
I'll never get over the Swarm losing on a bad call in a best-of-1 series in 97. Doug, that's from the unknown DJ.
It was a best-of-1 series?
Martin Saint-Louis better go topless if they win the cup. I bet he's shredded. Doug, that's from Eric in the Central.
Well, now, why would you say that? You really think a coach is going to be back there behind the bench topless? I don't think so.
Jackson would have watched that Sabres game if Lindy Ruff were topless last night.
Eric Musselman, coach, used to be the coach of Arkansas, now at USC, but now I think he's at SMU, maybe. I don't remember. Eric Musselman, after Arkansas won, once took his shirt off and waved it around.
Mm-hmm. And you did not like that.
It was the beginning of the end.
Of what?
His tenure at Arkansas.
Oh.
Montreal is the last Canadian team to win the Stanley Cup, FYI. That's from the 314.
Thanks.
Okay.
93?
Yes.
Jacques against Barry Melrose. And what is significant about Jacques Demers here in St. Louis, Jackson?
He couldn't read or write.
Well, no, I was going to go more simple than that.
Jacques Demers?
Yeah.
Just let him
cook.
Significant in St. Louis?
Correct.
Did he score some type of goal against the Blues?
No.
Is this Monday Night Miracle related?
He wasn't a player.
He wasn't a player?
He was a coach.
Was he the coach of the Blues?
Yes.
Okay. All right. And
then later the
late
Canadiens.
80s?
How about that?
Okay, so he won the cup with the Canadiens.
Yes.
But he was the coach of the Blues in the late 80s?
80s.
80s? Okay.
And who was he replaced by? Another Jacques.
Sudsy?
Jacques Plante. Plante?
Wasn't it Jacques Martin?
No, it was Jacques Martin. I'm sorry.
Martin.
Sorry, I had a Papers moment. I just drifted.
But Demers said afterwards, years later, that he had, I guess, dyslexia real bad and couldn't read and didn't let on to that to anybody. So they would hand him a press release or something. He'd have to have someone read it for him.
This person is not happy with Jenna's text. Who cares if the text came from a female? And who cares if she's beautiful? Y'all effing suck.
Hey.
It's from the 636.
Go on, leave us be.
What if they're right?
Doug, watch this.
Okay.
Oui, oui. That's from Pele Blanco.
Okay, it's nice French.
Big day for the French community.
Yeah. Well, Montreal got the win last night.
And Wemby had the 41-point
How
effort.
about that?
Big day for the French.
Double from the logo, Doug.
Mm-hmm. How French is he? Did he really?
Victor Wembanyama?
Well, yeah, I know he's from
Born
France.
and raised.
He lived his whole life there in France before he came over here.
Yeah.
How Ledoux is Jackson, born and raised.
Oh, yeah, completely.
Tony Parker was from France.
Tony Parker,
so what, the
French.
Spurs have a pipeline?
Yeah.
French pipeline? Now, by the way, Chief, Craig Berube interviewing with the Oilers.
Yeah, how about that?
What if he wins the Cup in Edmonton, where they've been just starved for a Cup?
I'm surprised that he would want to jump right back into it.
Yeah. Well, that's if you sit out for a year, maybe you won't have as good of opportunities.
Yeah, they may forget you. The league will pass you by if you don't stay in it when you can.
Who cares about the NBA?
Hey.
That's from the 314.
Boy, yeah, that upwards of 6 seconds of airtime there. I can understand why you'd be so upset about it.
Where will these Battlehawks P1s go? When The Rock realizes he owns the league and ceases operations, will they just go back to being Supercross exclusive or Bassmasters? Doug, that's from Al, and he's in Dadeville, and he's wondering, and that was a Paula Cole song, where will all the Battlehawks P1s go, or was that where all the Cowboys go? And then she also had the song from Dawson's Creek, which is what Little Judy Suckins calls Jackson.
I don't want to wait.
Yeah, till it's over. Yeah.
Nice.
To be over.
Oh, here comes Pacey. Oh, here comes Pacey.
I saw Chris Berman fully decked out in Battlehawks gear being interviewed at the Dome.
Really?
Yeah.
He was in Sabres gear last night.
Yeah, he was there.
Mm-hmm. He's always jet setting.
But spends time in St. Louis.
Right.
Screw 'em, papers. Give me more NBA talk. We can verbally cuck them with more Wemby talk. That's from Little Beer Cats.
Not much to talk about. It was just an outstanding performance and a great game to watch. There hasn't been that many awesome games in the playoffs this year, I'll be honest. But last night was an example of one that was great.
Bill Simmons saw this, and I know you're a Bill Simmons guy.
Sure.
Says the Knicks winning the NBA championship is the last great sports chalice that is out there, which I kind of disagree with.
Yeah, I think there's some, in terms of storyline, I would say the Knicks is
go back to 73.
Yeah, I would say that's the biggest out there. But I think we just mentioned that Canada getting the cup back after so long would be a great storyline.
Bigger than the New York Knicks winning the NBA Finals?
Absolutely, unequivocally no.
Oh my God.
You'd have to really work that out in front of me. You have to show your work on that
Doug,
one.
show your work.
For me to agree with that.
Outside of New York, I don't think anybody cares about the Knicks.
Okay, good take.
Why would you care about the Knicks if you're from another?
Why would anyone care about Canada?
But you're the one that cared about it.
I don't
have the cutback.
I think that's an interesting
That's a whole
storyline.
country. That's a whole Canada's a whole country.
The Knicks are the most popular team in the NBA.
The Knicks are?
Yes.
Over the Lakers?
Tied for first.
So people are texting in other examples. Bills winning the Super Bowl is absolutely there. I'm not saying it's bigger than the Knicks. I'm talking about when he says it's the last one. He said the Red Sox in 04, and we haven't had the Cubs in 16.
Yeah.
And I'm like, man, there are others out there. If we're going to go as recently, I realize it's 50-plus years, but as recently as the 70s, I mean, it's a different operation when you're talking about the Cubs and what they were doing and the Red Sox and what they were doing, plus those organizations had some brutal beats along the way that became storied. Take your pick of whichever one you want to go with the Red Sox and the Cubs, for that matter. Holy crap. I guess Buckner being the George Washington for their Mount Rushmore. And
the Babe Ruth trade for Boston.
Certainly, that
all.
was the curse. And Bartman in 2003. So, but the Bills, I mean, that's why I was like, I'd like to see Buffalo win. I'm not emotionally upset about it, but I would have liked to have seen them win. I feel like the Guardians/Indians would fall into that category.
The Jets.
And if you want to expand it to colleges, I think Missouri's in the conversation.
Yeah.
As far as not having success and horrible, horrible losses. But you expand it to college, now you're I mean, there's only 2 teams that can win the Big 2 sports championships and hundreds of schools. Jackson likes the NBA equals being single. That's some Doug stepson.
Do you think that's why you're still single after
The hell
all
does
these
that mean?
years? Because of your love of the NBA?
After all these years.
Do you think the reason you're single is because you like the NBA? That's what Doug's stepson is saying.
No. No, but really, yeah.
You
groundbreaking idea, though.
You listed on your profile hobbies. I like the NBA, and people are like, out.
Yeah, right.
Next.
Yep. You got me.
Knicks are an East Coast team, but they play with Midwestern grit and charm. Y'all don't know ball. That's from the 618.
No, baloney. Midwestern team.
At this point, I think the Mets winning a World Series would be a huge deal.
Yeah, agreed.
Yeah, I would agree with that, too. You got to go all the way back to 86.
Mets or Jets winning the Super Bowl, I would say would be up there.
Yeah. Yeah, I thought I was surprised to see that.
And in terms of major storylines, maybe, but I think that for sports fans, even casual sports fans, a lot of the things we've mentioned would also be in that category. But the Knicks would transcend just the casual sports fan. I think that would capture a lot of people.
Maple Leafs won the Cup.
I think any Canadian team winning the Cup.
Yeah, but the Maple Leafs, that's at a different level.
They haven't won it since the 60s, and it's kind of the capital of hockey in the world.
Everything.
Flagship franchise.
Yeah.
We will have the Design Air Heating and Cooling email today coming up on your Polos Plus dossier. Doug, can you tell us about Design Air?
Well, I can, and it's a name that you need to know whenever you're thinking about your air conditioning or your heating or your HVAC system in general. Design Air has this maintenance plan that's a really good idea to have them come out once or twice a year, maybe before the really hot weather hits and then before the cold weather hits. Have them come out and make sure your equipment is running, and that will prolong the use of your furnace or your air conditioner and just make your home more comfortable. When it comes to heating and cooling, you have to trust the name. It's been around a long, long time. That is Design Air Heating and Cooling, proudly serving the area since 1904. More than a century of keeping St. Louis homes comfortable and customers happy. Seth Goldcamp is a fourth-generation family member running that company, does an absolutely fantastic job at Design Air. They believe in honest work. You're not going to be sold something that you don't need. So whether you're dealing with the cold or the heat, they have got your back with dependable service and no pressure solutions. Visit designairservice.com. Schedule your service today. Design Air, comfort you can count on since 1904 and home of the handsome repairman. Don't forget about the dashing Steve or the bold and daring Adam. Design Air brings the heat.
Program is called The Morning After. It's presented to you by Brown and Crouppen on 101 ESPN.
AutoLoanPro.com. That's the website. If you're in the market for a new vehicle and not sure what type of car, what kind of approval rate you have, well, you can get a car. You can get it with little to no money down, best rate possible. That's what AutoLoan Pro does. They have 50 different lenders they're working with. It's part of the Lita family. So you or somebody you know that needs a car, want to get approved, don't want to put a ton down, make sure that rate is the best you can get. That's what AutoLoanPro.com is all about. Financing a car gets complicated. You need a pro. AutoLoanPro.com. Great website. Also has a playbook on there where it explains to you how the credit industry works so you can better understand that. So think about it. 2 ways. You're going to improve your credit, and you're going to get that vehicle you need. A lot of selection online there. Check out the cars. Sign up and make the purchase. They'll shop it around with those lenders to make sure you get a great rate. That's what they do at AutoLoanPro.com. So get into that new vehicle. Whatever the situation, whatever the circumstance, not an issue there. That's what they specialize in at AutoLoanPro.com.
TMA 101 ESPN 9 o'clock hours brought to you by Mark Hanna of Evergreen Wealth Strategies. Tim McKernan, Doug Vaughn, Martin Kilcoyne with you on the presentation. Little Jackie Papers loved that rascal puff on the ones and twos. And Doug, on your right is Brody representing Brown and Crouppen. Brody Herman right here in the Stifel Studios.
Hello, Brody.
Unbelievable.
Oh, it's an honor and privilege as always to be on the morning after. It's truly the highlight of my week to be here with you all today. There's nothing better than being on the morning after. It's just great.
It's like your mantra when you're meditating during Downward Dog.
That's right.
What got you revved up today?
I got a lot going on today. Obviously, the Cardinals fan section of this Tarps off crew, the Stephen F. Austin College Baseball Club team has reinvigorated this fan base. My gosh. And of course, the management, Chaim Blum, Ollie Marmol, embracing the personality that this team has and that the fan base is starting to display. They're starting a movement. This is what sports is all about. Oftentimes at college games, you'll see fans without their shirts on. This is exactly what this Cardinal team needs. And now they've ignited a spark. This club baseball team ignited the spark that is hopefully going to continue all throughout the season, because winning, there's not a lot of winning going on right now. So you have to find something else to entertain the fans, and this is just entertaining. It's so exciting to see all these fans without their shirts on. It's like we're a college sports fan base, but why not? They bring the noise, they bring that energy, that youthful presence that this team surely needs, and God knows they need it. Lord knows they need it.
Yeah, the franchise had been a little stale. We've talked a lot about that. So you want a winning team, but you also want to have fun, and trying to get people down to the stadium. You want to have some fun. That's what it's all about. Are you more likely to go to a game now that this team has become fun?
Well, I've been to multiple games already this season, Martin, so it's not like I'm I've been to the Mets game. I've been to a game against the Mets, the Red Sox. I always go to Cardinal games no matter how
You don't need
they
a
perform.
gimmick to be there.
No, God, no. Are you kidding? I love the game of baseball. It's my favorite sport of all time. How could I possibly need a gimmick? But for fans that need a gimmick to go down there, this is a nice little gimmick. You know, at one point we had the rally squirrel, and there are all these different gimmicks the Cardinals have had over the years, and baseball's kind of a gimmicky sport in general. So I'm so glad that this is happening, and there's a lot going on in the world of baseball. I mean, there really is, but, you know, we have a very important series against the Pirates. Hopefully we make them walk off the plank, sweep the Pirates. We got to beat the Reds, beat the Brewers, gain firm position in the division. They really do. They need to gain firm position in the division. Swear to God. And that's what they need to do. That's what they need to do here.
We got
27
a 3-game
wins.
lead in the wild card race right now.
We do, and that's very exciting, Doug. But I want the division. I want it badly.
Just keep pushing the Reds and Pirates a little further below.
That's right. That's exactly right. You know what? The Central has 4 teams currently in the division with winning records. That's the same amount as the entire American League. So that just goes to show you that this isn't your older brother's National League Central anymore. This is now a new age in the National League Central. I'm telling you. And we don't have to face Paul Skeens this week. So Paul Skeens,
nice break. Is that a good thing or a bad thing?
Oh,
because
no.
They always beat them some way, somehow.
Exactly. They do. I mean, Paul Skeens always struggles against the Cardinals, but, you know, good luck is going to run out. So I think this is great. We catch a break, and hopefully we're just able to get some wins. That's what we need, some wins this week going into the month of June. That's exactly what we need. And, you know, they could trade Pedro Pages soon, but he's been in the 95th percentile defensively. You know who's improved tremendously defensively? Nolan Gorman. Nolan Gorman's been great defensively. I really think so. I think he's improved tremendously defensively this season. So I'm excited to see what the Cardinals can do. And, you know, we got our big 3 pitching against the Pirates. Matthew Liberatore, Michael McGreevy, and Dusty May. But you hope that we can get some of our starting pitchers under that 4.0 ERA threshold, because currently right now we only have one of our regular starting pitchers under a 4.0 ERA, and that is Michael McGreevy.
Friend of the show.
He certainly has been. It's been a treat to listen to him very frequently on this show. I thoroughly enjoyed Michael McGreevy. What a great guy. And hopefully we'll turn into the ace of this rotation, because we need it despeatly.
I'm going to see him today, Papers. Can I try and undermine the alliance, you think? Some kind of muckraking that I'm known for?
Yellow journalism.
I'll go up to McGreevy today and say, God, Jackson was kind of dunking on you today, and like, I'm sorry, I hope you didn't hear it. You know, oh yeah, Mrs. Crabtree.
Yeah, absolutely. And of course, folks, the Billikens and Mizzou are probably going to be playing each other on November 6th at Enterprise Center. Our thoughts on this? I mean, legitimately speaking, I know Mizzou fans in St. Louis like this. Sure. I know the Billikens fans love this. I think so. But if you're a Mizzou fan outside of St. Louis, do we really care about this game?
Sure. Why not?
I mean, we do. I mean, Mizzou fans outside of St. Louis care about Mizzou versus SLU, this non-conference game.
Well, I think they'd probably still be more interested in this than the alternative when Mizzou plays, a bunch of cupcake blood donors instead.
I think currently with the SLU brand being up and the team being better, that if you're a Mizzou fan outside, you want your team to play some quality opponents.
Well, they got your alma mater, Marquette, too, this year.
Right. Yeah. A week after that.
Absolutely. Mizzou's got some good non-conference games. Speaking of which, they acquired another transfer. If you're plugged in to Mizzou's transfer portal cycle, Cord Stansberry from Western Carolina is now a Mizzou Tiger. He's from Western Carolina, started the last 2 seasons at Western Carolina. Previously, he was at Pepperdine. Kid from California, just another shooting guard for some depth. Same with Jordan Crawford out of South Dakota. Another depth piece for the Missouri Tigers. But the regular 8 this season is going to be Trent Pierce, Trent Burns, Tony Bryant, Jason Crow, Jalen Carey from Tennessee, the transfer they got, Jameer Jones, small forward transfer they got from Providence, Bryson Tiller, blue chipper transfer they got from Kansas. And they're just incredible. It's going to be an incredible year. I'm very excited about the Mizzou basketball team because you can't go one and done in a tournament with a one-and-done player. You just can't allow that to happen. So I'm very excited about what this Mizzou team can be. I'm ecstatic of what they could be. And, of course, Kennard Davis from BYU, the other transfer in that Big 8. That Big 8 that Mizzou needs in order to hopefully not be one-and-done in the tournament, because you can't be one-and-done in the tournament with a one-and-done player, because if you are, Dennis Gates is probably going to be coaching not in Columbia after 2027.
Oh, no.
How many returning? So it's Trent Burns, Trent Pierce, Honor Boateng, maybe?
Yeah, Boateng, Aaron Crow, Nicholas Randall.
But are the only... Oh, okay, yeah. The couple... Yeah,
Not a lot returning. Not a lot.
I was looking at the roster. I'm like, God, I got a lot to learn.
Well, it's probably a good thing that not a lot of them are returning, because we need a new fresh coat of paint for Mizzou. We really do. I don't want to be one and done in the tournament. I need something more. The Billikens weren't one and done in the tournament this year. Come on, Mizzou, you got to be better than that. The Billiken brand is up right now. They've done a phenomenal job in the portal as well. I cannot be more excited for the St. Louis matchup. I'm from St. Louis. I'm a St. Louis basketball fan, so this excites me more than anything because, I haven't seen this game in my lifetime. Last time this game happened, Mizzou won 69-67, December 3rd, 2001.
How about that? In
the Scottrade Center. I think it was called at the time the Savas Center. I don't know. But it was called something, not the Enterprise Center at the time. And, yeah, that's how I feel. And, of course, there's a lot going on, folks. How are we feeling about the conference finals in hockey and basketball? I'm feeling great. Nothing better. You got the Canadians and the Hurricanes. You got the Golden Knights and the Avalanche. The Avalanche is going to win in 5. The Avalanche is going to win in 5. Yeah, just in 5. Golden Knights probably win 1. This could be Jack Eichel's coming out party. Remember going into that draft, it was Connor McDavid and Jack Eichel who was better, but it turned out to be Connor McDavid. His galaxy's better than Jack Eichel. But I think the Avalanche beat the Golden Knights in 5. This series can get more interesting between the Canadians and Hurricanes because the Canadians, they don't go away very easily. They're coached by former National Hockey League player Martin St. Louis. And, of course, Ron Brindamore was a Blue at the beginning of his National Hockey League career at one point in time. So it's going to be the Hurricanes and the Canadians. I think that can go 6. I still think the Hurricanes are going to win that series. They haven't lost a playoff game yet. They have swept down. They're like the Oklahoma City Thunder of the NBA. They're not repeating champions by any stretch. They're not the reigning defending champions, but they haven't lost a playoff game yet. And I'm very interested in seeing, but I think Hurricanes beat the Canadians in 6, and I think the Avalanche defeat the Golden Knights in 5. They've only lost 1 playoff game so far. They have a tremendous squad coached by Jared Bednar, Cale Makar, Gabriel Landeskog, Nathan McKinnon, Brent Burns, an unbelievable defenseman, of course, Scott Wedgwood between the pipes. But, local ties to the Montreal Canadiens. At one point, Jakub Dobish, goaltender for the Canadiens, played for DeSmet during his high school career. So there is a local tie to St. Louis still remaining in the series. A very prominent, role in this series could be for the Canadiens. If Dobish shows up, this can go 7 games once again because, every Montreal Canadiens series so far has gone 7 games in the playoffs. So tremendous job. I think it will be, though, a Hurricanes-Avalanche Stanley Cup, though, in 2026. Now, going to the NBA Conference Finals, I still am riding with the Thunder and the Knicks. I've been with the Thunder and the Knicks since August. That has been my finals prediction, has not deviated yet. The Knicks coming off the sweep against the 76ers. They're going up against the Cavaliers tonight. And, of course, the problem with the Cavaliers is there's this thing called James Harden fever. I don't know if you heard of this.
No.
There's this thing called James Harden fever, and it's his playoff performances in Game 6s and Game 7s. See, it rears its ugly head. The further the series goes along, it starts to rear its ugly head. And, they were able to beat the Pistons in 7. Sam Merrill, Jared Allen, Evan Mobley, they were able to prevent the Cavaliers from feeling the effects of the James Harden fever, because that's what happens. As the series goes down, James Harden starts to be infected by this fever, and he starts to not play like his normal self, and he starts to take less shot attempts, and he doesn't start to play like his usual self. So hopefully the Cavaliers have to bank on that. The team, besides Donovan Mitchell, because we know Donovan Mitchell's special. He's spectacular. He's box office. He's Spider-Man. We know this. But it has to be on Jared Allen, Evan Mobley, to prevent the Cavaliers from feeling the effects of James Harden fever. And I don't think that's going to happen, because I don't even think it's going to go 6 games. I think the Knicks just beat him in 5. I don't even think it's going to go 6 games. But still, that's the thing with the Cavaliers. Will they be infected by the James Harden fever? That's what they have to be careful of. And, of course, the Spurs and the Thunder. The Spurs' tremendous overtime victory last night. I thoroughly enjoyed that game. 122 to 115, double overtime win. Victor Wembanyama bringing out the victory drum, banging it, because he scored 41 points. They have set the tone for the series. I still have the Thunder winning the series, but mark my words, this series is going to go 7 games. This series is going to be so exciting. You got Victor Wembanyama, De'Aaron Fox, Stephon Castle, Dylan Harper, Devin Vassell going up against Jalen Williams, Chet Holmgren, A.J. Mitchell, Alex Caruso. The Thunder have so much depth on this team, and you have a tremendous executive in Sam Presti, who I think is the best executive currently right now in all of the NBA. He's the best general manager in the entire NBA. You have Mark Dagnall, who's a tremendous coach. To me, the Thunder is still going to the finals, but the Spurs have set the tone that we are not going down quietly. Victor Wembanyama having a coming-out party last night in Game 1, 41 points, tremendous job. I still think it's going to be Thunder Knicks. I can't stand down from that. That is the NBA Finals prediction.
Can't wait. Brody is all over. We have got it.
GPT.
People say we didn't talk sports. We got it.
Absolutely.
I love it.
Knowledge, Doug. Knowledge is power. Brody Herman representing Brown and Crouppen here on the morning after. Brody, we always appreciate the time and the knowledge. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
That's Brody. We'll take a break. Come back with the Design Air Heating and Cooling email today next here on TMA 101 ESPN. Michael's Flooring has been operating in the St. Louis metropolitan area now for more than 3 decades. Family-owned, locally owned, more than 30 years. Michael himself really takes pride in helping and making sure that his employees are happy and making a great living, because he now knows that that then translates to his customers. Go online right now. You can get 3 samples free from Proximity Mills. All you have to do is go to igotfloored.com. Michael's Flooring in Creve Coeur, Darden, Prairie, and St. Peter's. There's a reason that Michael's Floorings continue to grow through the 31 years. Employees love working for him as they feel like family, and he makes sure they are taken care of. This then rubs off to the families buying the product, as they know they have the best interests of the buyers at heart. Come see why people are loving getting floored by Michael, and make sure you visit online at igotfloored.com.
This is Jackson with the Sports Center update brought to you by Universal Windows Direct. The Montreal Canadiens defeat the Buffalo Sabres yesterday 3-2 to win the series. They will now take on the Carolina Hurricanes for the Eastern Conference Finals. That was another Sports Center update brought to you by Universal Windows Direct. You'll be saying, I love my windows.
Chambers, you my boy, yeah, them Braves, they lost their poise. Now if you from St. Louis, gonna make some noise. You remember back in August, they were counting us all out. But now that it's September, all they ever talk about. Like October, looking like the, yeah, we charging like the Mount. We're ready for you, Niger, he gon' lay you on that ground. Brandon Phillips, where you at? Practically 20 games back. We talking about the playoffs, so you know we brought our bats. Yup, who we got on deck? Them Chicago Cubs. You wanna know the difference between them and us? Well, first off, we red, yeah, you know they blue. But they don't know October quite as well as we do. Yeah, our fans are always crazy, yeah, we hardly ever sober. But then they never party, especially in October. Yes, St. Louis, we the truest red birds in our hearts. So many pennants, we should hang them from the arch. I love my birds on my chest, I love my birds on my hat. As long as that bird red, I'ma put it on my bat. I love my birds on my chest, I love my birds on my back. As long as that bird red, I'ma wear it on my hat. Yep, and Kylie got them wheels, so you know he gon' steal. The Carbs, they got that staff, they gonna seal us the deal. Yes, St. Louis,
so good.
Yes,
so good.
Clap your hands, started off.
I don't know.
Now we back up on track, man.
What year did this come out?
Had to be 11.
Yeah.
Was it 11? Okay.
15-year anniversary of this thing. I think there's a reunion tour.
It won't die. Won't die.
The program's called The Morning After. It's presented to you by Brown and Crouppen. And we broadcast from the Stifel studios. It is our pleasure to introduce to you today's Design Air Heating and Cooling email today. Gents, I think my neighbor believes I joined a cult, and honestly, I understand why. Every morning at approximately 7:01 a.m., I back out of the driveway in Nashville listening to TMA at a volume usually reserved for active military operations. By the time I reach the end of the street, I'm laughing alone in my car at something that would be impossible to explain to another human being. Last Thursday, things escalated. I was sitting at a red light laughing so hard at Jackson's gambling logic that I accidentally spit coffee directly into my lap. Not onto my shirt, not onto my steering wheel, directly into my lap. So now I'm screaming on Nolansville Pike at 7:45 in the morning, sounding like a man who lost both fantasy football and custody in the same weekend. The woman in the car next to me locked the doors. Then yesterday, my neighbors saw me unloading groceries while listening to the podcast replay in my AirPods. Unfortunately, she walked up right as Doug said something that sounded deeply illegal without context, and I started laughing while holding a family-sized bag of shredded cheese and 2 cases of Busch Light. She slowly backed away like I was about to explain cryptocurrency to her. At this point, I don't think I can move back to St. Louis because I'd have to explain why I know the life story of a man named Chairman Steve. Thank you. Thank you for destroying my ability to function in public before 11 a.m. Doug, that comes from Doug's Nashville bachelor party.
Doug's Nashville bachelor party.
Rain, rain, and more rain. Will it wash away my tarps off mentality? Not likely. I've been translating the tarps off fever into tops off and working on the misses. So far, I'm 0 for 5, but feel like I'm a hitting streak maybe in store this weekend when the kids go to Grandma's house. It starts with believing in yourself and then believing you will see the tops come off. Visualize and then materialize. As we approach the holiday weekend, it's time to stock up on Tito's and Cheetos. Cheers, and thanks to all those who serve this great country, and let us celebrate 4th with ridiculous mattress sales and discounted pork rib pricing and PBR 30 packs. Buy one, get 2 free. That's from Bro Fallon, filling up the recycling bin with aluminum cans for me and my kin.
Bro Fallon.
Sadie Hawkins, Doug, Victor Wembanyama had a performance for the ages, scoring 41 points with 24 boards as the Spurs defeated Alex Caruso and the Thunder in double overtime. Meanwhile, in Buffalo, the Sabres battled back from a 2-goal deficit and appeared to take the lead in the third, but it was waved off due to an early whistle. But I think the lead is whether Neil Page cheated on his wife when he slept with Del Griffith and let him get to third base at the Braidwood Inn 39 years ago. Yesterday was a banner day on the Strode program as we learned Iggy's Instacart hooker had left him for Costa Rica. But that doesn't matter. That don't matter because the internet got fixed when he plugged the equipment back in. So now he can get back to hate reading the TMA subreddit and searching for trans goddess Chloe Salpa OnlyFans leaks. Our favorite geriatric pervert later advocated ladies go topless at Busch Stadium before telling us how he once drove 90 minutes out of his way to watch a naked man mow his lawn at a nudist colony. Ours is the type of presentation where an old man who is somehow even creepier than Iggy feels free to drop in at any time and hit on a boy half his age while confessing to a myriad of crimes. The FBI is reviewing the Busch Stadium surveillance video as we speak. That comes from Buck Swope, DBA The Recess Lady's Breast.
Buck Swope.
Morning, boys. Yeah. We are only one or two more calls from Dan Jansen away from Chris Hansen firing up to catch a predator again and coming to the gateway to the West to wrangle in these creepy-ass callers on the phone lines. It would be like shooting fish in a barrel. I get it, guy. You're lonely and built like Martin, but that doesn't give you the right to ruin everyone's day by openly trying to groom our young producer over the phone lines. Other than that, great show as always. Horrible take by Doug on P's, T's, and A's. He just hates Canadians like John Candy. It's so sad. Till tomorrow, that's from the Heiser House Hooligan.
Heiser House Hooligan.
Morning. While the Stephen F. Austin baseball boys taking their tarps completely off at Busch Stadium sparked a couple of Cardinal wins, the real circus was in the studio yesterday. A listener text completely broke Doug Vaughn, forcing our favorite 70s heartthrob into a pathetic minute-and-a-half laughing fit over the revelation that Denny Crum had a, quote, hell of a liquor. Denny actually used his Hall of Fame mouth to recruit five-star talent and win national championships, while Doug spent 90 seconds entirely paralyzed by his own morning drool, trying to match that court presence by wrapping his face around a microphone. Doug can wheel out his list of people with great tongues all morning to cope, but he simply lacks the studio stamina to compete with a legendary coach who actually seals a win. Tarps off might win a weekend series, but Doug's high-waisted khaki and delicate structural comb-over don't stand a chance against a real master of oral delivery. That's from the Cronky Hater.
Wow. Cronky Hater.
What in the name of all that is holy are we doing today? Don't get me wrong. I love Jackson like a distant cousin that I'd never have met. But he is intentionally taunting rabid hockey fans by ignoring overtime Game 7s. Meanwhile, Doug's too old to remember to follow the multifaceted plot of planes, trains, and automobiles. It's a classic, boomer. But ultimately, the highlight ends up being you guys struggling for names and addresses of bars and restaurants that left our decrepit downtown 30 years ago. Meanwhile, the post-game Ken project has turned into Tim giggling and letting Iggy cook in his insatiable search for nudity and discussing perfectly good relationships being ruined by one of the parties getting released from prison. I am getting this close to cutting off going private with Doug. That's from Shooter McGavin, the vice president of Cuckolds. We will watch you eat and drink real nice like.
Shooter McGavin.
Dear Dossier, the first date tonight was existential. We both agreed to order the Jack and Jill meatloaf. It arrived looking oddly serious, two pieces stacked like they had something to prove. I said it felt like we were inside some low-budget simulation where, quote, romantic dinner gets rendered as, quote, stacked meatloaf with dramatic intent. And she didn't even question it, just nodded like it made sense. Right on cue, the Smiths started playing. Subtle. Nothing says potential connection like being gently reminded that everything ends. The meatloaf was weirdly excellent, which made me think that none of this is real and someone's just tweaking the variables to see how long you'll stay invested. Joke's on them. I finished my half. We split the bill and the illusion equally. I told her I'd see her again if the simulation decides that for us. Toodles, that's from the TMA Troubadour.
TMA Troubadour.
And finally, esteemed gentlemen, I am a PLTD listener, so I have no idea what you guys have talked about today, but as Iggy would say, it don't matter. I am here to demand more of After the Morning After, and I am here to demand it now. Nowhere else in AM, FM, or HD2 radio could I hear 20 minutes of Ken, quote, happening with an argument over legalization of women taking their tops off at Busch Stadium, quote, because they legalized it in New York. followed by the comment, I've never been to Chili's because I don't really like Mexican food. And then right back into perving out on bare-breasted lasses. I'm sure you guys had a great sponsored segment with somebody talking about the Blues off-season moves this morning, but that is not for me. I'll be here counting down the seconds until 11 a.m. on HT2. Give me more Strode or give me death. That's from John in Shrewsbury. Doug.
John in Shrewsbury.
And wouldn't that be great to do 6 hours? If you could do 6 hours, would you?
Thanks. No, what we're doing is fine. It's probably more exposure than I can handle.
And that's what we have for the Design Heating and Cooling email of the day. We shall vote and we shall announce the winner at 10:55. And then Ali Marmol is going to be right in the Stifel studios with BK and Ferrario. How about that?
It's exciting.
That is.
He's on a roll.
Coming into this, that's an extra step. I got to tell you, you guys know in the guest world that's a sign of respect.
Yeah, you better believe it. Chairman Kurt, maybe this is an opportunity to play Navy caps on the road for him. Introduce it to him. See what's doing. I don't know if McGreevy played it or not because I think they lost the day that he said he was going to play it.
Yeah, that tends to happen. I don't. Would BK and Ferrario get involved in those little games?
I would imagine. I mean, they went topless yesterday.
That's true.
I mean, if you go topless, Doug, you're sporting.
Yeah, you're serious.
Well, it's going to be a topic on onboarding today.
No.
Yeah, whether that's appropriate or not. So.
That's coming up on onboarding. We will have our 10 o'clock hour coming your way, and then after the morning after on the TMA STL YouTube channel and the TMA podcast feed. Subscribe to the TMA podcast feed and be a friend of the Feather. Ali Marmol live in studio at 11 o'clock here. I'll be going back and podcasting like the Dickens on that one, and that's the Schaefer Door Company podcast app here on 101 ESPN. It's 10:15 in St. Louis. Martin's head onboarding. We're headed into the 10 o'clock hour, even though it's already 10:15. This is TMA 101 ESPN.
It's true that good things come to those who wait. At Stifel, great things come from knowing when to act. For 135 years, Stifel has helped individuals, families, and business owners make thoughtful financial decisions. Founded in St. Louis way back in 1890, Stifel combines deep local roots with national capabilities. From customized wealth management to investment banking and traditional banking, Stifel delivers fully integrated solutions designed for complex financial lives, whether you're growing, preserving, or transitioning wealth. That same long-term mindset is why Stifel proudly supports TMA, because they know success is all about timing and knowing when the moment is actually the moment. Investing, banking, advising. Stifel, where success meets success. Stifel Nicholas and Company Incorporated, member SIPC and NYSE.
Think you requested this? Why?
Well, I just feel it puts us all in a good mood.
I agree with it.
Last 40 minutes or so, we might need a pick-me-up.
What's wrong with the last 40 minutes? Why do you hate Chairman Kurt sitting at the dais?
Well, I don't hate it. I'm just saying.
Well, you said you needed a pick-me-up.
Been sitting here for 3 hours and 20 minutes. It's nice to have a little goose.
It's gone by so quick.
Mm-hmm. And who is this singing?
Thames.
Thames. How do you spell that?
T-E-M-S.
Oh. Okay.
It's phonetically spelled.
Thames. Okay.
Text in 314-399-9646. That's the Air Comfort Service text inbox. And you got the Collier and Thompson phone lines. And then, of course, the Michelob Ultra YouTube chat, youtube.com/TMASTL. This JT Ginn, he was on the receiving end of the bad beat last week for the A's against the Cardinals, if memory serves, but maybe I'm off on that. Last night, no hitter going into the ninth inning, and little Jackie Papers, love that rascal Puff, has the audio.
Yep, 6 pitches later.
To center field, going back is Henry Bolte. At the track, leaping up, and a home run for Zach Neto. A 2-1 walk-off win on a home run. What a gut punch for the Athletics. A night that had so much promise ends in so much disappointment.
Jenny, it's about as rough of a finish as I think you could expect.
Come on, get over it. Lift yourself up.
So he brings a no-hitter into the ninth. 6 pitches later, his team loses, and he gets the L.
Oh.
He gave up first a single and then the home run.
Yeah, knock.
Yeah, knock, and then, so the no-hitter bid gone, and then the home run right after that. Brutal. You'd hope he'd get a little bit more run support.
Yeah, you would. I wonder if the manager will then say, see, I told you we should be taking these pitchers out before they get to the ninth.
Only threw 105 pitches, too.
Yeah.
What's that? Is that a Maddox when you get a complete game shutout in less than 100 pitches? I think that's what they call it.
I think so. We can certainly look that up.
We all could have looked it up. Yeah, that's about, Maddox.
I'd not heard that play-by-play announcer before.
That is, I should properly attribute that.
They got the win against the Cardinals last week, by the way, in a game where they raked on him, but they had some base running issues and runners in scoring position issues, which could wind up becoming a trend if the bottom of the lineup struggles to hit, because the guys at the top of the lineup get on, and then logic dictates, well, then who's going to be driving them in with opportunities? The guys at the bottom of the lineup. Cause. Right.
Need at least one more good bat there hitting 5th or 6th.
That was Jenny Kavnar and Dallas Braden. Dallas Braden, of course, critical of J.J. Weatherholt and where he stands when he warms up.
That's right.
Okay.
When he's on deck.
When he's on deck, yeah.
Former pitcher.
Perfect game?
Mother's Day.
Yeah.
Not the greatest home run call I've ever heard. But I guess they were so bummed out about it that they.
You want to hear the Angels call by Wayne?
Maybe
a little different.
Maybe a little better.
Now you're going to feel better about life.
Okay.
Wayne Randazzo.
Oh,
loves the NCAA tournament.
Okay.
Inning for the first time. Here's a fly ball, center field. Hits it well. Bolte is back near the wall. It's gone! Unbelievable! What a finish! Zach Neto says goodnight to the A's, and JT Ginn walks it off with a home run.
Similar calls.
Yeah, much better.
Whoa,
Much better.
whoa.
Well, you wouldn't expect the local athletic announcers to be happy about it or to go nuts about it, but I just thought this other guy sounded great.
Did you see the video of the fans at Angel Stadium wrangling a possum up in the upper deck?
No.
Hunted it down and was holding it up by the tail, just proud as could be.
A real possum?
Mm-hmm.
Was in the stadium?
Correct.
And someone caught it?
I believe so.
In the air, left field, and gone.
See, that's not that exciting either, really. Like a little more energy from the play-by-play guy or gal. And how did the possum get in the stands?
He didn't tell me. I don't know.
Possums in the stands, clapping
their hands.
I imagine these stadiums have a real issue with vermin, with all the enormous trash containers that they have around the stadium.
Gerbils by the dozen.
I don't think gerbils necessarily.
What was the classic little video clip? I don't know if it was like an umpire, but I think he like wrangled a cat out on the field, and then the cat
Doug, watch this.
scratched.
The cat goes up the field.
Cat goes down the field. Ah, yes, the cat.
A raccoon is out on the, or it's a kitty cat.
Couldn't tell a raccoon from a cat.
He's far away,
I guess.
Hey, fellas, I was listening to the After the Morning After podcast yesterday, and if you wear a ball cap to the first few dates, it's a tell for the woman, right? Is going capless the move if you do, in fact, still have hair? Thanks, that's from Big Tuft.
Capless is always the move.
I think capless is always the move if you're just meeting somebody.
Always.
I mean, what are we doing here?
If you wear a cap, that's a sign of insecurity.
I agree with that. I think that's a tight read.
Owning, even if you have a bad hairline or bald, owning that and being confident still, to me, is a big green flag, as they say.
So you like a guy when he doesn't wear his cap?
Yeah, absolutely.
There you go, Doug.
And that's what you look for on the Grindr profiles?
It's a leading question. It's a leading question.
What if you're going to a ball game on the first date?
That's a tough call.
I'd say no hat.
Also, not a great first date.
Ball game's not a good first date?
I think it's a kind of a good one. You got time to talk, and yet there's something going on to talk about. The
Maybe
worst
you
is
can do play-by-play for the girl.
Yeah, they love that. The worst first date is a movie.
Yes, agreed. That's
Because you can't talk at all.
Unless you do dinner first.
What if you're on a first date to a Cardinal game and the moment, like the tarps off moment, comes over to you? Do you do that?
Right, or you get on the kiss cam. That's another reason why that's tough.
That could be tough, yeah.
Real tough.
If you're on the kiss cam, do they brief you in advance to
I
let
don't
you
think
know?
so.
No,
I don't
really?
think so at all.
Wow.
Yeah,
that could cause a tough putt.
Yeah,
very tough.
Would have had it cost that guy in that concert.
Coldplay thing,
the
yeah.
secretary.
But that wasn't
a kiss cam.
Yeah, that was just.
I thought it was something similar to that.
No, that was just.
Just a random
panning around the audience.
Oh.
Even if you're bald, you got to go capless on the first date. You can't mislead a woman like that. Doug, that's from Ryan Day's Nipple Rings.
Yeah, couldn't agree more.
I agree with the take. Doug, it's called hat fishing.
Oh, is it?
But then there are some women, I don't know why, by the way, who like the shaved head. Don't know why. It's a, I don't think kink would be the right term. I don't think fetish would be the right term, but it's a preference, I suppose.
Yeah, it's a slight preference, or just something that you don't mind, maybe, you know?
A shaved head's probably a lot better than a really bad head of hair.
Would agree. Like, it depends on how bad.
But if you got patches here and there.
Yeah, right. Or a aggressive peninsula.
They 100% brief you for the kiss cam. My wife and I got asked one time. Doug, that's from Wedding Tackle.
Really?
But then so people are acting surprised when they get thrown on there?
I've never seen ushers walking around saying,
Nor
"Can
have
we
I.
use-"
I'm calling on that guy.
You're calling on Wedding Tackle?
Yeah.
I don't know if you want to go with Wedding Tackle.
Sometimes they
See
do.
what his cards he
Sometimes
has.
they'll do 10 or 12 different couples. I don't know how you'd have
and
time.
they look
to-
surprised every time.
Yeah.
They're like, "Oh, look at that!" And then they give him a smooch. And sometimes an older gentleman, like in the '60s, will really, really lay one on his wife. You know, really plant one, and then the crowd goes nuts, and then they'll go back to them.
Right.
That's like when he has his 25-year-old wife.
No, she's usually of the same age.
Oh,
that might receive boos.
Not at Shaw Park.
No, that would receive praise.
I had a mullet before my first date with my now fiance. I decided to go completely bald hours before the date. The rest is history. Getting married in the fall. Bald is sexy. That's from Hot Dog Roberts.
Okay.
Mazel tov to Hot Dog Roberts.
Don't make me call in, Jackson. That's from Wedding Tackle. You want to
Feel
go
free.
with Wedding Tackle?
The phone lines are open, man.
314-974-0101. Doug, Wedding Tackle and Jackson Burkett on the dossier. Brought to you by Polos Plus. Don't get suspended, because if you get suspended, you're going into the appliance discounter suspension log. I felt like you went suspension happy yesterday. Am I right on that, or is that
a couple got nicked.
Sharon and Clayton got hit?
Burning Drip Mushroom Tip got it. Marshy's Hat Collection got it. All three of them.
Yeah. No suspensions yet today.
No, but I'm close with this Hot Dog Roberts.
And Wedding Tackle, who's calling in on the Callier and Thompson phone lines, 314-974-0101. Memorial Day savings is underway at appliance discounters. It's the lowest prices of the year on every appliance in the store. There is a Bosch deal that is only available at appliance discounters. Stainless steel Bosch 500 series dishwasher on sale now for $995. That's a savings of $300 plus. Appliance Discounters is going to deliver, install, and take the old one away for free. That's another $230 in savings. Another Memorial Day exclusive only at Appliance Discounters is an additional 5% instant rebate off any appliance price $5.99 or more. That's 5% off instantly. Certain restrictions do apply. 12 months interest-free financing, huge factory rebates on top of the lowest discounted prices of the year. Only at Appliance Discounters, the largest family-owned appliance company in St. Louis. Come see their beautiful showrooms in Baldwin, South County, St. Charles, Maplewood, or Afton, or shop online at theappliancediscounters.com. It is 10:30 in St. Louis. Time check brought to you by Clarkson Jewelers, an officially licensed Rolex jeweler. This is the Morning After 101 ESPN. FanDuel is giving you better payouts on same-game parlays all NBA playoffs long. With more ways to build and more value every time you play, you can stack your picks your way for every game, every matchup, and every moment. From spreads to player points to threes and more, build it all into one same-game parlay and go for bigger payouts. So if you're betting same-game parlays this NBA postseason, bet them on FanDuel. More options, better payouts, all NBA playoffs long. Doug, do you have a play for today for our audience?
Well, I'm going to keep it local. Cardinals, Pirates, the over-under is 8. Mitch Keller pitching for the Pirates. He's pretty good. Livator has had some good starts recently. I'm going to say under.
Doug's going under 8.
Under
Cardinals
8.
and Pirates. Head to FanDuel.com/local to get started. FanDuel, an official partner of the NBA. Play your game. Must be 21 and older and present in Missouri. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. So good. Is this Stifel's production or is this our production?
Stifel licensed out their name. One more time for the people who might have missed it. Mark it.
You just decided to do this?
It's a sponsored
Really
segment.
nice. Okay, I know.
It's a
Shout out to
sponsored
Stifel.
segment. Stifel.
Thought maybe you'd put a little more work in it.
We bring the takes, they bring the stay of perspective. It's Stifel Market Moves.
I see.
Doug, Live Golf seeking $250 million in investment to
Tam Avenue Capital Partners have officially given this a recommendation.
relying on new media rights deal for survival.
With who?
The value of Liv's current media rights deal with Fox Sports is described as nominal.
The Tam Avenue Capital Partners love this play.
Yeah,
I thought they had like billions in oil money, and money was not up.
The PIF is announced.
They're out.
They're out.
Yeah, and honestly, there could not be a worse. Like they always talk about signaling risk with businesses. There could not be a bigger signaling risk than when the public investment fund pulls out of a venture. Because they have literally unlimited money, so they'll spend anywhere. So when they pull out, it's like, okay, who wants to join in this absolute losing entity?
So I'm dropping. The choices are backing, dropping, or watching. Dropping.
You're dropping the future of Live.
Yes.
Are you dropping the future of a rival golf league or rival golf entity to the PGA? Or
Yes,
does Liz
I'll drop that too.
Yeah, I'm kind of in the same boat. I think this was their shot. Like, trying to take down the Lannisters. You got
down the Lannisters, Tyrion.
Tywin Lannister. If you're going to take the shot, you got to make sure that you finish the job. It's Game of Thrones.
Oh, okay.
If you're gonna,
Doug's shoulders shrunk when he
take down Lannisters.
It's the proverbial: if you come at the king, you best not miss. And in this situation, they missed. They almost had the opportunity to overtake it, and they didn't. And so now I think that might salt the earth of any potential rival golf league.
Salt the earth of the rival golf league.
Right, like I don't think there can be another one to come about. If you can't
Not anytime
succeed
soon.
with Saudi Arabian money, you're probably not going to succeed at all. Because that was the only draw to these players was like, oh, you're going to give me that much money to come play? Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm down on it too. I'm also dropping.
There could be a time when there's so many great golfers that need a chance to play professionally that they have to rework the PGA Tour somehow. I guess I could see that in the future, but it's not now.
Maybe more developmental leagues, more Corn Ferry stuff like that. But in terms of the big show, I think they got it pretty much nailed down.
Yeah.
Well, Aaron Rye's win has inspired dreamers around the world.
As more I see Aaron Rye interview-wise and stuff, I'm a big fan.
Are you?
Was it true that he was the first Englishman to win the PGA Championship in 107 years?
Yeah, how about that? Fun facts for no one tell.
That's unbelievable.
Well, they can stay on their own side of the pond. How about that?
That's unbelievable.
You don't want them allowed in the field?
Well, maybe
Is this rooted in burning the White House in the War of 1812?
Absolutely it is.
So this goes back to Old Hickory?
Still festers.
I want y'all's wild speculation on this rain situation for the Cardinals game tonight. Should I go to the game, take off tomorrow for a doubleheader? That's from Boots Gone Savage. He says, I got nice seats here once. Doug, what would you do? I was in the commercial break. I looked outside to the southwest here in Creve Coeur, Missouri, and I said, hey, boys, looks like a lovely day is developing in the St. Louis area. And then I said, but it looks like the forecast has rain in it later this afternoon. I pulled up the radar. Wow. Yeah. Holy moly. Both for the Doggies game and the Cardinal game, there is a line of storms that is probably, I would say, in the Columbia area right now that goes all the way back to North Texas. And it is headed our way. I mean, it's on a beeline for St. Louis. So I think it's going to rain sooner than that.
Yeah, my app says around 11, but it could be cleared out by 6 or 7 o'clock. Within another chance of rain later at night.
Go to the game. The weather will be over by game time. That's from Dirty Chewbacca.
Yeah, I'm also thinking about going to the game tonight.
Is that right?
Yeah, a bunch of my friends would
It'd be really bad.
Oh, Sweet Sweet Guy, probably.
Indeed.
Yes.
It'd be really bad if you did have good tickets and then they did play the game and you're sitting at home.
Yeah, right. But then
better to risk it. Go down there. It's not that.
I'm currently in Springfield, Missouri, and I'd go tarps off with swim trunks to the game tonight. That's Marcia's burner, who is experiencing, I gather, storms based on what I'm seeing on the radar.
Hopefully Busch Stadium will remain a no-trunks zone.
I like that.
What if they install a hot tub like
Arizona?
Would you get in? Would you take a little dip?
Would I? Not personally at the stadium, no. Maybe if I were 50 years younger, I might have. Probably even then, probably not.
Just sitting in a hot tub out in the outfield with a big helmet full of nachos.
There's nothing more I like than on a hot Arizona day to take a quick little dip in a hot tub.
Yeah. Well, they had the roof on the place.
The roof was on fire.
The roof was on fire. Okay.
Fire starter, Prodigy, full circle.
They say the roof was on fire and Prodigy fire starter?
No, they don't. This just has fire in the name.
Doug's starting to get pissed.
Yeah, I just don't have any idea what you're talking about.
Wedding tackle regarding the kiss cam says, don't make me call in.
You're welcome to.
Okay, has not called in yet. Says the only time they don't brief you for the kiss cam is when the kiss cam crew comes into the bathroom and busts into a stall.
What?
They have to at that point in case there is mud.
Oh.
That might show up on the Jumbotron. I'd never heard that.
No.
I'm kind of glad he didn't call in.
Yeah. I think he just proved to himself that what he said wasn't true. Logistically, I just don't think they have enough people to tell a dozen different couples, hey, is it okay if we put you on the Jumbotron?
Right, and then what? If they're not sitting in their seats, you got to... How many do you have to get? I think it's random. I think they say that's a guy and a girl sitting next to each other, throw a camera on them.
Yep.
If they smooch, great. If they don't, whatever. I mean,
Smooching with the boys.
Yeah, they should be playing Smooching with the Boys.
No, they shouldn't.
Was that Smooching in the Boys Room? What's the name of that Molly Crew song?
Smoking in the Boys Room.
Okay.
But then they did the take on it called Smooching in the Boys Room.
The Weird Al one is the Smooching with the Boys.
Oh.
Smooching in the Boys Room.
What was that?
I'm really tickled by the idea of a song called Smooching in the Boys Room.
Tight read, Tim. I am all wet. That's from Marcia's burner. Doug, he is in Springfield, and it is pouring down rain in Springfield. Yeah.
Okay.
This whole week. This sucks.
Don't give up. Sometimes you see this in the forecast, especially on the iPhone. And as we've learned, it's the worst forecast going out there. So you'll see it. Remember the Dotem just 5 days ago, looking like it's going to storm all day. And we wound up having glorious conditions, scoring conditions even.
Yeah, no, they were scoring conditions.
So the iPhone is not necessarily indicative of what's to come.
Sure.
So don't give up. I look at the radar. I see problems here over the next few hours. So I'm surprised to see that it's not going to rain until 4 o'clock, because based on what I'm seeing, it looks like storms are headed our way from the southwest. But what that could mean, Doug, is they're gone by the time the Cardinals and Pirates and Doggies and Dynamo take their respective fields and pitches and such.
Don't say and such, but this is another example of why we need that retractable roof.
Boo. Although I would...
You'd rather be rained on?
No, but I do like outdoor games.
Well, you can play outdoor games about 90% of the time.
It doesn't feel the same.
Even if there's a roof that's been taken off?
Unless it's like the Seattle roof feels like a real outdoor game. But then you have that goiter-looking thing on the side.
Goiter?
It looks like a goiter, where they house the roof at T-Mobile Park or whatever.
Well, I wouldn't mind a goiter. I'd take anything over sitting out there in 100-degree weather or cold weather or rainy weather.
Agree or disagree?
I imagine it's too late to do it.
Do you think we could chop the top off the dome, move that over?
Oh, I wanted to get up there with my circular saw and cut off large chunks of the roof.
Have them just move that over?
Mm-hmm. Football, it doesn't seem as bad when you sit out there in bad weather in football. You kind of expect it a little bit.
I think everything they did at the dome was spot on. I think they nailed it.
Really?
No.
That's a take.
No, going back there for the Memphis-Mizzou game brought back horrible memories.
Yeah.
Doug, I was at a Memphis Redbirds game, and they showed a male-female couple on the kiss cam, and then the female leaned over to another female for a kiss. Watch this, Doug. Papa.
Don't say Papa.
636.
Okay.
that woman won the Tim McKernan scholarship.
That's
right
correct.
afterwards.
I'll give out scholarships. We'll announce the winner of the Design Air Heating and Cooling email today. Coming up at 11 o'clock, BK and Ferrario with Ali Marmol in studio right at 11 o'clock. So you'll make sure you want to hear that coming up here on 101 ESPN.
Hey, folks, I'm here to talk to you about Lee's Chicken. We had some Lee's Chicken out at the Dotem on Friday. They provided lunch for us, and it was so delicious. I thoroughly enjoyed some of that Lee's Chicken Friday, and you can as well with their new Battle Hawks box that will get you 4 of their famous hand-bread chicken strips and an order of potato wedges. And on top of that, you get a code valid for buy one, get one free Battle Hawks tickets. That's one hell of a deal. Well, it's just $9.99 at any St. Louis area Lee's Famous Recipe Chicken location. Again, $9.99 will get you 4 of their famous hand-bread chicken strips and an order of potato wedges, and you get a code valid for buy one, get one free Battle Hawks tickets to boot. You can get the Battle Hawks box in-store or by ordering online on Lee's new mobile app, where you can also earn points for free food and discounts. That's our friends over at Lee's Famous Recipe Chicken, partnering up with the Battle Hawks. This is Jackson with a SportsCenter update brought to you by Saliga Heating and Cooling. Cardinals Pirates tonight, 6:45 p.m. first pitch with Matthew Liberatore on the mound for the Cardinals. That was their SportsCenter update brought to you by Saliga Heating and Cooling, a Daikin heating and air conditioning dealer.
It's the morning after 101 ESPN. Jackson Burkett has the winner of the Design Air Heating and Cooling email of the day for Tuesday, May 19th, 2026.
Cronky Hater.
The Cronky Hater
picks up his first win of the month of May.
The Cronky Hater has won the Design Air Heating and Cooling email of the day. Ali Marmol going to be in studio here in a matter of, I would say about 5 minutes for BK and Ferrario. So you'll be able to listen to that here on 101. ESPN Doug, a WWE character, is hosting First Take. You can see
what
it
are
here.
they doing?
Who's that?
That's Danhausen.
Who? They lose all their credibility as
Danhausen?
So when Stephen A. Smith was debating the Knicks and Cavs with rapper Cameron, it was credible. But now that Danhausen's on, it's lost its credibility.
Well, when you have fake sports on, you lose your credibility.
Dare you, Larry Nickel, call back in. And you can ask a question of Ali Marmol, who will be in studio in a matter of moments. Cardinals and Pirates tonight. Why I hope they get the game in with these conditions threatening. But right now in the St. Louis area, it's beautiful. Storms to the southwest. Hopefully the Cardinals can get their game in. The Doggies can get their game in. And we will be with you tomorrow at 7 a.m. Ali Marmol in studio next year on BK and Ferrario. Time for us to shut it down. For Jackson Burkett, for Chairman Kurt, for Martin Kilcoyne, for my brother Kevin, for Douglas Elvin Vaughn, I'm Tim McKernan. This has been The Morning After, presented to you by Brown and Crouppen from the Stifel Studios on 101 ESPN and the TMA STL YouTube channel.